Alright, welcome back everyone. Another exciting day in the painting realms. What do you got going on there, Bill?
This may be the first thing I ever started painting on stream, like a year ago.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
It's one of the first, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But it never got finished. Went on a shelf in my closet, and it hasn't come out since. And I saw it today and went, you know what, that needs to come back out, and we need to finish that boy up.
It's kind of incredible that you haven't yet, to be honest.
I don't know. Stuff happens.
Yeah,
yada yada yada.
For sure.
Here he is.
Yeah, I just remember how excited you were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't like played him at all or anything.
That was gonna be my next question. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. No, I know.
So soon, perhaps.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. And now that we know that we got your Slaves to Darkness book coming in December or the winter.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. I wonder how he's gonna fare.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, probably fine.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, if today's any indication of that.
It seems like in general, like things that you might say need a nerf stay the same, and other things get buffs. Which isn't the worst.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something that's like 60 plus that doesn't get changed.
Yeah.
But it's none of that today. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the Daughters of Kane book later today. Some of you might notice this is not nearly our normal time.
Not even like a little bit.
Yeah, so do you want to tell that story or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. So so I play in a local softball league, and which is all fun and everything. And there was a close play at home plate, and I decided that, wouldn't it be a great idea if I slid into home plate like an athlete or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, the guy in front of me was very well built and approximately like 100 pounds more than me and all muscle, and well, I collided with him, nothing happened to him, and my head went into the ground.
Yeah, brutal.
So yeah, here we are.
So you're sleeping off a concussion?
Yeah, well, maybe. It sure seemed like it might have been like a mild one, but
yeah.
Either way.
But yeah,
it was not the day for it. Let's just put it that way on Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I wanted to get this video done before like the books came out, and
of course.
Also, we haven't streamed. We didn't stream last week because you were sick.
Yeah,
too.
And then I have this happen.
Yeah, so I'm just like, we got to do it. We got to find a time.
Yep.
So here we are.
Yep.
But yeah, nothing like that for me. But you might notice that the setup is very slightly different down here, and that's because I moved the computer to the basement.
It does look different. Holy crap.
Yeah, right? And I got this new little mic here.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I think my sound's going to come out a lot better.
Good.
Get some comments in the past that are... I was a little quiet, but I think that's fixed now. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But yeah. In other news, I've been putting these up on YouTube lately. And the Nighthawk review really took off comparatively to our other videos. Yeah, so like we're normally around like 30, 40, and this one got up to 700 something. You got some real comments on it. Yeah, so that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up it was a good experience though, because if you were here on the stream last time, like I ate something that was like food poisoning, and I just had to suffer through that, but I ended up learning how to video edit, cut that out, and then put it on YouTube, did some thumbnails. So I'm better off for the experience, but that sucked.
Well, yeah.
But you know
I forgot about that. So that's impressive for editing and everything.
Yeah, it was a good experience. And then when the week you were off for being sick, I did a solo video. And that got a couple
doing pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exciting times for us.
Maybe we're catching that algorithm a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe just slightly.
Maybe just slightly.
Yeah. That's good.
I think the thumbnails also help a lot.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh, look, 2 people on stream. You know, nice little thumbnail.
Yeah.
Makes it more
a little title, I think, too.
Yeah.
It's just... I thought it was going to be, like, insanely difficult work. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm already editing it. And, like, that's actual work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try it and see how much it takes, and it took like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not even bad.
And I'm like, oh man, I feel like an idiot for not doing this in the first place. But you know what? Oh well, I guess I wasn't ready.
Here we are now.
And now we're ready, yeah. What time we got? Yeah, we can talk for a little more before we jump right into that book. Give some time for people to catch on.
Get on in here.
Yeah. But yeah, so another project that's sitting to my right is 30 Bladegeist Revenants, all built, waiting to be primed and painted. And I'm gonna try that like 60 list for the Scarlet Doom.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I think that should be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, this week, the one benefit for you being sick, funnily enough, is I got to watch Warhammer Weekly live and contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. That was a good show.
Good.
Yeah, but I like doing shows with you too, Bill.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to try to maybe do those tonight, but I just didn't prime them in time. And it's getting to the point where it's like too warm outside to do it like until like later at night because when like you prime stuff and it's humid and gets all chalky.
I read once, I think it doesn't have as much to do with the humidity and it has more to do with the heat. And when you spray the it actually just like the reason it becomes chalky is it dries as it's going through the air.
Oh,
On the way to the
okay.
model. So what I've done before in heat is prime a lot closer to the model.
Okay.
As opposed to like standing farther back.
Yeah.
And that seems to work out okay. It's not really chalky at all.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just catching water droplets in the air and putting them on the model.
I think it's quite the opposite, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, for the chalky effect, anyway. I think it can also maybe do that, but I think that would have a different effect on the chalkiness.
Interesting. No idea.
And now all of that might be bullshit. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but I'm pretty sure it's right.
But
I don't want to lie to anybody on the internet. That would be a travesty.
You know what? Do your own research too.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't be the guy like that guy on YouTube said this. I'm like, yeah, we're just guys though.
Yeah.
And you know what? I bet everybody is just a guy at the end of the day too.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're a girl or
you know what? Fair. Person on the internet.
Yeah, person.
There we go. Much more inclusive, eh?
Yes.
Oh man, you know what? I'm meant to mute my Discord before we started, but it's too late. I don't know if you're hearing it go off.
I personally did not, but the stream might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do, but now what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just taking the time to paint the Aqua Gyranus fountain from the Realmscape kit.
Oh yeah, those things are awesome.
Yeah. How do you do water normally? I didn't really think that through till right now.
I really haven't done water very often, if I'm being honest. I've only done it like once for the Eidolon.
Oh, okay.
And I did I think that was just like I think that was before contrast paints came out, so I didn't have that available to me. I think I just did like a dark blue and then I think I probably dry brushed on like the more like wavy parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just progressively lighter colors until I got to like around a white. And I think I generally did like the top for that model. I think I did the top like a darker and then like progressively lighter as it went down as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I have a lot of Lothran blue, so I was thinking of starting with that. And then dry brushing white and seeing how that goes.
Cool.
And then maybe a wash. We'll see.
Yeah, Lothran blue, that's a lighter blue, right?
Yeah, it's like
Lothran blue.
This guy right here. Yep, cool.
I just happen to have it right there too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out. And then like a lot of washing on the stone here should be good. Yeah. I'm gonna put metal up here. And I primed the top separate. But it kind of broke, but... So, wash that up. And then I decided these little guys were gonna be metal instead of stone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think that'll be fun.
I think
Well,
I did
good.
mine as I think I did mine as stone for all of those little bits. Well, okay, no, the middle I did, the very middle I did as metal, and then but everything around I did as stone.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. Yeah.
But I definitely was debating because it looks like a lot of it's metal, but I just like decided to do it as stone instead. So
It looks like it could be either, really.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like a good enough, like, craftsman. I forget what the actual, like, stone cutters are called. Maybe just stone cutters.
Stone mason?
Stonemason, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like
I
a...
think it depends on what exactly you're doing.
Yeah.
Like if it's like for art or if it's for, just like structural purposes.
Yeah, but I imagine that, like, a lot of these guys are magic-aided, too.
Did you say magic-aided? Oh, magic aided.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
aided by
No,
magic.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what you said. I just heard something different.
Magic-aided.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Uh,
Yeah.
It's like medicated, but just with magic.
Thank you for the Prime, Kutros. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Going?
Yeah. 10 months. Yeah, like, we're probably hitting month 13 right about now, right?
We are, in fact.
Yikes.
There you go.
Trivia question. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to do a not AOS related trivia? Because I don't think Kutros knows AOS that well. Or do you want to do one?
Yeah. Let's give him something that he can maybe answer.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah,
we haven't done this in a while.
If we know you, we'll tailor the questions to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel free.
What year did Symphony of the Night come out in the United States?
Ooh, there you go. I have no fucking idea.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He might know it.
It's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my favorites. Played that a lot
98.
as a kid. Yep,
How did
it is 98.
Nice.
Yeah, very good.
Congratulations, Kutros. You win a prize.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Woo!
You win the satisfaction of a job well done. That's funny. Alright. Well, you want to get started?
Yeah, let's do
On
it.
the review? So,
Mhm.
This is a book that was often, it was criticized when it was announced to be the next book. It's like, man, that book's doing so well, and so many books need help. Why are we getting another's daughter's book?
Yeah.
Remember that? But
Oh, yeah.
I think it's safe to say that overall, this book got enough changes to, like, justify it to not just be, like, an FAQ.
Okay.
Because I remember
that's
we were
good.
talking about, like, the battle table was, like, a bunch of rerolls, and that they were going to change it to pluses.
Yep.
And then that could have just been an FAQ. But there's a lot more going on in this book than that. So
Cool.
It looks sweet. But, like, I'm also sympathetic to, like, Gloomspite Gitz, for example.
Yeah,
Who, like,
right.
desperately needs some sort of love.
But we think they're going to be one of those summer books, right?
Yeah, actually, we could
Or
talk
on
about
books.
that. Yeah. So there's 4 in the fall. And it's an order, a chaos, and 2 destruction. And I think it's going to be Lumineth, Zinch, Gloomspite, and Ogres. And my source is that I made it the fuck up. But
However,
actually,
I think there's some serious basis in reality here.
yeah. So there's 5 books that don't have a Tome Celestial, and they said they're done with Tome Celestials. And the 5th one, other than the one I named, was Flesh Eater Courts.
Oh yeah, what the heck's going on with Flesh Eater Chords?
Um, so I noticed they've been releasing books in pairs, and here, let me put my little tinfoil hat on. That's going to be
All
the
right.
other winter book that they didn't really put on the roadmap yet because they didn't have to.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yep. Or like the next book after that. If like
Yeah.
they decide to stop with the pairing at that point, which is entirely
Now,
possible.
now here's a question: Was the were these next four books were they summer books?
They were autumn books.
They were autumn books. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. So what's the summer books then? Oh, Sylvaneth and
Yeah.
Skaven. Right. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I remember now. All right.
Mm-hmm. Which we're already getting Echoes of Doom for, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hilariously
That's
enough.
crazy how
Yep.
quick that is. Yep.
But yeah. So let's check this out. So I put a little thing together for Night Haunt that I liked, an overview of like strengths and weaknesses of the books right at the top, and I like that, so I'm gonna try that again. Granted, I'm less familiar with Daughter, so I might this is like a hot take stream. Like I looked at it and I talked about it. Bill, this is gonna be like largely your first time looking at it.
Oh yeah.
But we're
Yep.
not experts, but like that's fine. I think we're smart enough.
We can say stuff that we think sounds interesting, and maybe it isn't as interesting as we think.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
Or like maybe it gets people to think about it in a different lens, which is
Yeah,
why we're doing this really.
exactly.
So some of the strengths of the book, I think has always been true, is that they have a lot of damage. In a lot of ways to buff said damage.
Sounds pretty like Daughters.
Yep. They're a pretty fast army. Like their base troops, like the witch elves and stuff, are move 6. But the snakes are move 8, Canary are move 14, I believe. They have a lot of teleports. And also, like, some of their core allegiance abilities make them run farther and charge farther. So, they're yeah, as far as some of the armies go, they're very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the fastest, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And their units are pretty cheap. And even like their elite units aren't expensive. Like if you look at Stormcast elite stuff, it's like in the 200 points. And like I would call like the Bloodstalkers, the Blood Sisters elite, and they don't even break the 200 mark.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like there's some expensive stuff in the hero slot, but like you get a lot for it. And they're pretty worth it. Some of the weaknesses I would say is that this book has very low saves. Yeah, we have 4s and 5s, or 5s and 6s everywhere.
Oh,
And
wow.
there's like a couple 4s. And one of the things that this book lost, I'll start with this, is there's a command trait in Hagnar that was a 12-inch bubble of a 5-up ward. That's gone. So we lost
So
some
they're
durability.
a lot more glass cannoning.
Yep.
Okay.
Another thing that disappeared from the book, too, is bonuses to cast. There's one artifact that does any bonus to cast, and it's only for like their spell lore. So you can't get it for like endless spells or their mystic shield or anything like that. Even Morathi doesn't have her plus to cast anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't she have a decent plus to cast, too?
She had a +1.
Oh, it was a +1? Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a giant loss. But in addition...
Sounds like they...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they definitely de-emphasized it as one of their things, though.
Yeah, they de-emphasized it. And their spell lores, like, are a little bit more, like, higher caster value than a lot of the other books with, like, similar skills.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah. So, they struggle in the hero phase, I would say. Alright, moving on. So we'll talk about battle traits. So there's 6 temples, we'll get to those. So they have a new heroic action called Battle Fury. And it's a once per game, I believe? No. You can carry this out with one friendly Daughters of Kane hero that is not a monster, instead of picking one from the core rules. And you add 2d attack characteristic of melee weapons used by that hero. And it doesn't affect like mounts or companions.
2 to the attack characteristic. Holy crap.
Yeah. So like I think that's cool. There's a lot of times where like yeah, I'll take the command point and I don't end up super needing it. But like I think just like a lot of heroes here are like 3 attacks, and jumping up to 5 attacks is actually a pretty decent threshold.
I mean, the interesting thing about heroic actions is unique units can use them, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that can affect Morathi.
It can affect Little Morathi. It specifically says not monster.
Oh, it says not monster.
Yeah.
Okay. So not as relevant as I was thinking. Okay.
But
Yep,
like
yep,
still,
yep.
she's got like Ren 2 damage 3 attacks. Like
Oh, that's
going
like,
from
not
3 to
bad.
5 of those is like damage D3. I forget. I don't know if I said damage 3 or D3, but I meant
I think
D3.
you said 3, but
Yeah.
but yeah, okay, D3. That's
Still
that's
though, like yeah,
yeah.
like that's fine.
I mean, if you think of like the standard like what I consider like the standard 3rd edition hero profile, it's like 4 attacks, 3 up, 2 damage.
Yeah.
That seems like the standard like hero profile, and adding 2 attacks to that is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of these are
not
3 attacks instead of 2. So it's not like exactly the same.
Sure.
But like these are also like weedy like wizards and priests that are normally the 3s anyway. So like I think that's substantial. I think it's cool at least. There's some cool play you can do with it, huh?
Oh, sorry. How many attacks does does that new hero get?
3.
Is that anything interesting?
Yeah, the Gladiatrix.
Yeah.
I believe she's just like a 3 attacks, 3s, -1/1.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought she was way better than that. Okay.
I mean, her buff is, but
Well, yes, her buff is great.
but
I
like
expected her to be more of a combat hero.
the
based
Hag
on
Queens
model.
and the Slaughter Queens are like Ren to 1 D3 damage.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so like I think there's some merit here, and it's like a heroic action, so you don't really lose anything.
Oh yeah, it's just if it works out, it works out.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. So the Nighthawk, if you remember, they got the command ability that's like, I'm sorry you don't get all out of defense. Here's something better.
Yes.
But so you're gonna be hitting on 2s a lot in this book. So they're like, well, we need to give you something to make up for that, clearly. So we have all out slaughter, which is you pick a unit and you give it exploding 6s. So each 6 is 2 hits instead of 1.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Right? Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if the math is better on doing that instead of all out attack anyway. Like even if you weren't hitting on 2s. I don't know. You know?
Off the top of my head, I don't want to say confidently either way. I think it's.
So I think
it's actually this. So you figure. So like let's think about it this way, right?
Sure.
Let's say you normally hit on 4s.
Yep.
And so a 4 gives you 1 hit, 5 gives you 1 hit, a 6 gives you 1 hit. If you give a +1 to hit, now out of all the possibilities, right?
Yep.
1 and 2 still give you nothing. 3 gives you 1, and the 4, 5, and 6 still give you 1. So that's 4 hits on average out of 6 dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with exploding 6s, if you do the exact same thing, so you'd have 1, 2, 3 as nothing, 4 is 1, 5 is 1, and 6 is 2. So it's still 4 out of your average 6 rolls, right?
Yeah.
So I think in that case they're the same. But I think they spike harder. And actually they have a higher ceiling, interestingly.
That's what I was gonna say too, is like, even if you're gonna be like, I don't want to do the math, I'd be like, alright, fine. I bet it's similar, and this actually has the chance to go above.
Yeah, it has a chance to spike real hard.
Yep.
But also is, I think, less consistent.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's that, but I don't quite know. I should have done the math for this ahead of time, but
that all sounds right to me. I think I'm confident enough of the math on stream. I just did.
Yeah, I'm confident enough too that like it's more exciting than all out attack.
Yes, that is true.
So like that's not for nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's the math works out the same, and if you want to just give it a little more flair, you use this one instead.
Yeah.
Or if you're already hitting on 2s, then you might as well use this one.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have Fanatical Faith. We've always had this. and it's a 5-up ward. Or 6-up ward, my bad, not 5. 6.
I always find it funny that this was like your first non-death army, and you got your 6-up anyway.
Yeah, when I did have them, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I kind of miss them sometimes, but man.
No, that's okay. I found that so funny.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, you get it anyway? What's going on?
Yeah.
I finally thought I didn't have to deal with this thing.
Yeah.
And here it is.
It was meant to be, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's solid. Blocks 16% of attacks. And you're going to hear people say, like, well, it's not much. It doesn't feel like much. I never make my 6s. You probably do.
Yeah. You make more than you think.
Yeah, exactly.
You're there. Yeah.
And you always get a save on something, even if it outruns you with your 5-up save. So it's more than it seems. Here.
Definitely is.
All right, and then the blood rights. So this is like the crux and the unique thing for the Daughters of Kane. So based on the battle round, they get cumulative buffs. So starting at battle round 1, they get +1 to run rolls. At battle round 2, they get +1 to charge rolls. Battle round 3, +1 to hit. Most of your stuff hits on 3s, so when I said you get a lot of guys on 2-ups, that's what I'm talking about. Battle round 4 is +1 to wound. And battle round 5 is a 5-up ward.
Ooh.
So interestingly enough, though, it doesn't say it changes the Fanatical Faith save to a 5-up. It just says you have a 5-up.
Is that actually relevant?
Yes.
Because the wards don't stack?
The wards don't stack, but you're going to read things in this book that interact with Fanatical Faith.
Oh,
so
okay.
Rules as written, you won't be able to mod. Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there a little more.
So if something gave you +1 to your Fanatical Faith ward,
yeah,
you still have a 5-up. You wouldn't be able to get it to a 4 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just important to note, but
yep.
Otherwise, that's a strong set of abilities.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a criticism people had before is and you and I both have experienced this a lot too. A lot of games of this end at turn 3.
Yeah.
And then like the last 2 don't matter as much. I'll say that there's ways to interact. I don't want to like bury the lead too much here, but you can interact with this and like change how units treat it.
There's a reason I wasn't instantly complaining about this.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise, I would definitely be like, well, hang on, those abilities are totally useless. But they're not, don't worry.
Yeah.
That much I did know about the book ahead of time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. We didn't really talk about what you knew, but it doesn't matter either.
Well, yeah, I read like a little bit, and also a friend of mine at work plays Daughters, so we've talked a little bit about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some awesome stuff here, but yeah, overall, pretty solid allegiance abilities. They're not the Night Haunt Wave of Terror, but nothing will be.
We need to talk about that too, because I haven't really heard how those games have been going because we haven't been on stream.
Oh, you know what? I should have opened with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
oh well.
okay.
Oh well. I have a couple games tomorrow actually, and I'm trying a wildly different list.
Nice. But yeah, let's go over all the different.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. So we have command traits, and these are wild, I think. So let's start with a tame one that I really like. Arcane Mastery. The general knows all the spells from the lore of Shadow. Like, that's kind of cool, right?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. I would love that in a lot of armies, because there's some lores that are like toolboxy, but the way the game is, you can't take advantage of a toolbox spell list.
Right.
And this will let you. So, yeah.
You said this was the tame one, so I'm guessing we're not taking this one very often.
I might, because it's fun.
Okay.
But, like, you just hold on. Make sure you're sitting down, because some of these will blow you away.
Okay. Well, checks out. I do not stream standing up, so we're good.
Next one this one's really good, too. Bathed in Blood. In the combat phase, each time an enemy model is slain by wounds caused by the general's attacks, you heal 1 wound. So this is like that Corn Demon Prince from the leaks that you said that you liked a lot.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
and I think there's like, because I think that works with like companions and stuff too. I could be wrong, but
Well, I think I'm pretty sure that like companions don't have like. Oh, I see. Oh, their attacks. Yeah. Okay.
yes,
I was being stupid. Um, I think we determined that command traits do, and that
artifacts
Oh
don't.
no, wait, no, we decided that command traits don't because it's an enhancement.
Okay.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I usually
Because
don't take weapons, so I don't know.
yeah,
But yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. But overall, like,
I can't remember exactly.
so
Either
yeah,
way,
there's like a couple characters that have a huge volume of attacks that I think could take advantage of this.
yep. I
And
think it also depends on how. I mean, the comment about the saves at the beginning, like how likely is it for them to take hits and then be able to dish them back, is another thing we need to consider for this one.
yeah, and there's a couple heroes that have like 13 wounds.
Okay, so
So
there are a
maybe.
few that can like take some damage, not die, and recoup.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. Zealous Oradar. This is the one that me and Tyler were like really excited about. So, if this general issues rally, you can return one slain model to a unit that receives the command for each 4-up instead of each 6-up. So, let's start with this though.
Ooh.
I thought we learned from the Battlesmith that we need to keyword this shit. Because if you remember the Battlesmith from the Fire Slayers book, it had this rule or similar rule, and then people were taking it as allies in all their armies that they could to give a 4-up ward to anything they wanted, and then they keyworded it. Granted, this is much less egregious because it's on a command trait and not like a unit itself. But like you could take allies that could really benefit from this, I think. For example, you can take Stormcast again, and for less than 400 points, you could take a reinforced Liberator unit, and you could take a Lord Castellan, and then you can rally those back up on a 4.
I don't think those are allies anymore.
They are.
They are again?
They are again. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So that was only a temporary thing?
That was only a
That's, like,
temporary thing, but yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we have them again in this book, which yeah, I'll take it.
I'm curious if that's a misprint.
Yeah. You think that
But it
would be
might be a
FAQ'd
misprint
away?
they'd have to leave at this point.
Yeah.
Because it might have been like something where this book started being designed and that text was put in before the Morathi story and wasn't looked at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. I'm actually curious about that.
Yeah,
Or
I
if
am
there's
too.
lore in here that
Explains
that
it
has
away.
a reason for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they come to peace. I don't know. Kragnus got everyone scared.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Either way, and like not to say too, like a lot of times you have your unit of 15 bow snakes that you want to protect, and so they can only shoot at them, and then you can just rally them back anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
rally just requires you not to be in combat, right?
correct.
So you could still shoot afterward.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think this one is a winner. You're gonna see this one a lot. And there's other ideas, but when we get to the sub factions, we'll talk about this a little more.
Okay.
In the meantime, next one, Masters of Poison. So this one's cool. The end of the combat phase, if any wounds caused by this general's attacks were allocated to any model on the battlefield in that phase, pick one of those models. That model suffers D6 mortal wounds. So if you didn't happen to kill it, you just get D6 wounds onto it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's cool.
What's very interesting is it specifically says models.
Yes.
So my assumption based on that is that like any one wound guys doesn't count. You can't pick them. And if it was like a 2 wound guy that you dealt 1 damage to, you do D6 wounds just to that model, and the damage would not carry over to the rest of the unit.
That's the way I would assume it works too. That might have like an FAQ yes or no to that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It feels like that's rules as intended. Whether or not someone argues that that's rules as written, I think is a different story.
yeah,
Potentially. I don't know the rules well enough to say whether or not
yeah. I would.
how that
Yeah.
technically is written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it only kills the model. I feel like we've seen stuff like this before, and it stops at the model because it specifically says model.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
Yeah. But either way, like, I don't know. I feel like you could run something into a monster if a monster runs into you. Like, that's pretty good for that. Yeah. I'm not sure how much I would take that, but it's cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's not relevant too often, but but it is like a monster hero hunter kind of item,
Yep, for sure.
which is kind of cool. I don't know. I guess the question is there a good person to hold that?
I guess we'll talk about that more when we get into the heroes.
All right, let's do it.
Yep. Then
Later.
yeah. Sacrificial Overseer is after this general has fought for the first time in the combat phase, if any models were slain by wounds caused by this general's attacks, it's said to be reveling in murder. Until the end of the phase, if the general is reveling in murder, they can fight for a second time in that phase, and then they get the strike last.
Oh yeah, I kind of liked how this. I think there's another thing that has something like this, right? That gives like an additional fight, but strike last.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think you're right.
Because I remember seeing it, and I don't think I saw these. Which I think that's an interesting way to do it for like fighting twice, as opposed to like having them just like hit twice right away before your opponent can react, which can do a whole lot of damage. Instead, it's more of like a
because that's like such a
you'll get to fight twice, but yeah, because it removes the feel bad, but also still has a lot of power. I think.
Yeah, I think it just like panics your opponent too, because you're like, that's gonna fight again. Like, you have to kill it, and I think there's power in that and of itself.
But it also makes interesting decisions for the opponent, right?
Yeah.
Being able to like possibly dump more into that to like deal with it, which is always fun.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of how that's written.
Yeah, me too. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, and like it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if they have to like dedicate everything to kill it, they're not killing anything else, which gets the fight too. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about that, but good work.
Yeah.
And then the last one is True Believer, which is add 1 to the number of current battle rounds when determining the ability gained by this general from the Blood Rights battle trait. So, you'll get your 4 up board, or 5 up board on turn 4. Barring there's no other ways to bump it, right?
There's definitely no other ways to bump it, right?
Oh, no, never. I would never bury the lead like that, you know? But yeah, like, I think people are going to pick this one. I think it's a little bit of a trap compared to the other ones that we see here. But we'll talk about that as we talk about some of the other sub-factions. I think there's, like, a build for it that's good and interesting. But I don't think this is, like, a general all-around take. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like something you gotta go towards.
Yeah, at best it's a build around, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. I agree.
All right. So, we missed one. So, it's the third one on the left. So, it's Arcane Mastery, Bathed in Blood, Fueled by Revenge.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were 7 here, which is silly. But, yeah, it's a... So, once per battle on your Melusa Iron Skill is the only one that can take this. So, once per battle, you add 1 attacks to all Melusi within 12 inches.
Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, actually, that's really good.
And those are our hammers. Yeah, we talked. Yeah. Like, this is very similar to like the Light Shard from the Night Haunt that we were very high on too.
Yeah.
So, that things are much stronger in my opinion when they're artifacts over command traits, but that's still good.
No, it definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems very powerful. Okay, well, it's funny how we missed one. It might be one of the best ones.
Yeah. So what's your pick? Is it that one? You think?
Oh, it might be. Honestly, that one feels very. I mean, like the snakes have always felt like super good. The melee snakes.
Yes.
And I mean I mean, they usually only have 2 attacks, but they're like really good attacks. If I remember right.
They're 3 attacks that are really good attacks.
Oh, okay. But it still adds like a third extra attacks to it, which That feels very powerful.
That's one of my pet peeves in this book. Is like in the first edition book when it first came out, like witch elves were like probably like the de facto way to go.
Yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh man, I hate that Melusai suck." I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Melusai are
No.
better than things in most armies.
Oh yeah.
It's just that they weren't
Absolutely.
like the ideal one. And then
Yeah,
people would
they
just
weren't the
dismiss you.
absolute best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like every book since they just keep getting better.
Yep.
So okay. Yeah, they're great. I think that's a good command ability. And the Iron Scale as a general makes Melusai battle line too.
Oh, that feels really good.
Yeah. I think Zealous
I don't know.
Oradar
That
is
might not be
probably
the
going to
best.
be the
But that would
best.
probably. Oh, what was that?
I think Zealous Oradar is going to be the strong one, but Fueled by Revenge is probably a second.
Oh, Zealous Oradar is really good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would be the most excited. Like if I was to start this army, I would play Medusai, and I would be most excited about the Fueled by Revenge.
Fair enough.
We'll put it that way.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, Zealous Oradar might be a build around anyway, so that you're probably right, even too.
Well, I mean, Fueled by Revenge is definitely built around as well, I think.
Yeah.
But
if it's the build around of like the battle line I want to have anyway.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I don't know if it's the best, but that's the one that tickles my fancy the most.
Yeah. I think it's a good one, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we got artifacts. So we have a couple sets of these. We have a set of generic ones, a set of wizard only, and a set of priest only. Let's start with the Bloodbane Venom. So you pick one of the bear's melee weapons, and after it fights, if any wounds by that weapon were allocated to enemy models and it has not been slain, roll a dice. The roll is equal to or greater than that model's wound characteristic. That model is slain. Oh boy. You alright, Bill?
I think I disconnected there for a hot second.
You
It came
did.
right back.
Yeah.
That was weird. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, I totally did. Look at Bellicor bumping there on stream.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened. That was really weird.
Yeah.
Did
you catch all that? Or do you want me to paraphrase again?
No, I can. I'm just reading it real quick. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, it's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually very... Oh, so it's not exactly the same. It's worse than the command trait version.
Yeah,
but it's just very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very similar.
Yeah, and I see a use case too where you're fighting like Blight Kings, for example.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then
yeah,
you do
could,
5
take out
damage.
an extra one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's not terrible.
No. I don't think it's an end all be all kind of spell or anything, but
yeah.
It certainly doesn't seem bad.
It's not embarrassing to take, let's put it that way, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna claim that you should be so embarrassed.
Yeah. But there's like some that are like, I don't know why anyone would ever take that. Like this is clearly not anywhere close to that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
This might have uses somewhere.
Exactly.
Well, let's look at the rest. We'll see if there's any.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Crone Blade. So pick one of the weapons, and each 6 you roll heals the bearer by 1.
Pick one. Oh.
Yeah.
Each 6 you roll in to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, yeah. I try to like paraphrase these and I never should, but like
no, that's okay. Yeah. It seems okay.
Yeah, it's a very weak version of the. Maybe it's not weak even.
Or is it actually good? How many? Well, I guess it depends on how many attacks you get. That's what it comes down to. How many attacks do you get with that weapon?
There's a character I feel like who would really want this.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I think also pretty much synergizes nicely with the heroic action everybody gets. Where you add 2 to your attacks.
Oh, it does. Yes, that is a very good point.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, so if there's actually something with like a high volume of attacks, which I think there's something that might be really cool, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
we'll talk
Yeah,
about this
that
one later.
so I guess the only thing for me is that it takes so you have to have taken damage, survived, and then it has to be and then like for every 6 attacks you are healing on average 1.
Yeah.
And in order to average 2 heals, you need to be rolling 12 dice. For 12 attacks, that's a lot of attacks.
Yeah. Also,
For healing 2, is that good enough? I don't really know.
the thing that might push it over the edge is if it's also your general and you took the one that fights twice.
Oh, okay. Yep,
Yeah.
that actually makes a pretty big difference.
There's something there, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's gonna be enough or relevant often enough to like make me want to pick this one. But let's look at the rest. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this, but this is when I was talking to Tyler from Warcoda Scrubby Wells about too.
Mhm.
We think there's some play here, but there might just be better.
Yeah.
Crown of Woe. I think this is the one a lot of people are very hot on. Enemy units cannot receive rally or inspiring presence while they're within 9 inches of the bear. In addition, if enemy models were slain by wounds caused by the bear's attack, increase this range to 15 for the remainder of the battle.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
That is very annoying to say the least.
Yeah.
The rally is like, well, that's like tacked on almost, but like can you imagine if that actually was relevant also? Like
Mm-hmm.
the inspiring present bit alone is more than enough, I feel like.
Yeah, so
Just be like,
the Nighthawk got that for things they're in combat with, right?
yeah.
And so to mention, like I have some experience with that where 15 thralls ran away because he couldn't inspiring presence them.
Wow.
So like you're a killy army too. And you like
Oh yeah.
9 inches isn't even that bad of a range.
And it's not wholly within 9, right?
No.
Yeah.
Enemy units while they're within 9 inches of the bear. Yeah. Like that's a pretty decent bubble.
And 15 is big.
Yes.
That you could easily put that guy in the center of the battlefield
Mm-hmm.
and hit like
A lot.
almost your entire enemy army.
Yep.
Because that's you got to figure 15 radius, so that's what 30 out from the bear.
Yep.
Or 30 total. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. Substantial.
Yeah.
And then the last one on this page is the Rune of Kane. So when the first time the bearer is slain, the bearer can fight before they are removed from play. And before you ask, no, you cannot revive dead heroes in this army.
Oh wait, I was expecting that to continue. You can revive this guy or something.
No. I just think that distinction is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like we get what it means, yeah. It's future proofing, right? Like in case there's like
I suppose.
yeah, like one of the battle packs, we go to Shaiish and you could spend a command ability to make your heroes revive out of 6. Ooh. Spoopy ghost.
I'll be honest, I feel like
I don't want that.
not powerful enough to have been future proofed.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's not a rule that's happening, I don't think. I wouldn't put money on it, but yeah.
I'm gonna take this guy so that I
kill
can
him, and then I could fight
so
twice.
that I can get my guy dead so that I can fight if I haven't fought already.
Yeah, and like somebody will probably say like that might be a good like insurance plan to make sure he always gets at least or she always gets at least one combat in.
Yeah.
But you just have so much more effective, better.
Yeah, I feel like there has to be better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is Crown of Woe. We just read it.
I mean, to be fair, it does do
Blade,
something
probably.
different.
Yeah.
It does do something different.
Mm-hmm. There's the command trait that's just fight twice.
Yeah, that one's just better.
Yeah. I feel like there's a theme of like if there's a command trait, there's an artifact that does it worse going on here, you know?
Yeah, it kind of does.
And that's not even bad.
It's very interesting. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
But it also kind of lets you double up sometimes, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how often it's relevant to double up. But...
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Alright, the hot pick here is Crown of Woe, I think. But next time? Next page. Crystal Heart. When attempting to summon an endless spell, the range of that spell is doubled. And based on our show last time, you know that we hate endless spells, and you might think this is useless. But out of all, 60 endless spells in this game, the Daughter of Kane actually has one of the 4 good ones, I would say.
Wow.
So this might be relevant, actually.
The other thing would be... Oh, it's an artifact. Okay, I was gonna say, Mirror, maybe? If there's anything, worth casting through a mirror in the book?
Yeah, I like Mirror. I think one thing that's going to be super worth in this book is the Chronomancer's Cogs. Because you have a lot of teleport.
That's true.
Yeah, and then just getting an 8-inch rerollable isn't bad.
Oh, does that... Yeah, that one has a range now, right? That's
Yes.
not just board wide. That's right.
Yep. I think it's 18 inches, so it's quite generous.
Yeah.
But,
You probably don't need the bonus range, but, maybe?
yeah, I mean, if you don't like the rest of your options, that might be worth considering. Or,
I feel like it's probably not good enough. I don't know.
We'll talk about it when we talk about the snake.
Okay, yeah. Let's definitely do that.
But this is the army that could have play with it, in my opinion.
Well, it's good that they at least gave it to the right one.
Yeah, exactly. Sevenfold Shadow. So once per battle in your movement phase, instead of making a normal move with the bear, you can move with the bear and set him up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches from enemy units. Okay, there's one. We found one of the teleports.
Yep. Teleports are good.
Yeah, they're good. I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you position, you get objectives, you escape. Because it doesn't say you have to be not in combat to do it, too.
Right.
Yeah, so perfect. You might see this one being taken. Alright, next.
Can you hear the dog going crazy over here?
No.
Okay, well that's good, because he totally is.
That's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
Everyone loves dogs anyway.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Alright, and the last one is the Shadow Stone, which is, you can add 1 to cast rolls when they attempt to cast spells from the Lore of Shadows.
Okay.
Your best spell is on an 8, so this puts it on a 7. But
that's pretty significant, honestly. That's
yeah.
That's the +1 you want right there.
I don't know why it's limited to just your lore spells.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is anti random cheese. That might happen. Like let's say a realm spell was supposed to be on something, and you being able to get a +1 on that was too good somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose that doesn't really make sense because there's so many people that just can get a +1. That why did they limit it in this case?
It might be because they just really want one of the weaknesses of Doc to be casting.
Yeah, it could be.
And it is, yeah.
Yeah. They used to be pretty good at casting, right?
Morathi used to be very good.
Oh, okay.
Because of the +1. And she has 3. She still casts 3, so that's good, but...
Yeah, but it's not they're not the best. Yeah.
But also, with everything else they get, they can get over it, too. Is how I feel. As someone who loves them, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They gotta be weak somewhere.
Yep, absolutely do.
Yep.
Well, they don't, but it's healthy for the game if they are.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, moving on, we have 2 left, and these are for priests only. So, one of them is you can pick an extra prayer from the Khaine prayer list. Which, that doesn't do much for me, but, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That, you gotta figure that's... I mean, I guess it depends on how good they are. There might be something there, that you want to have an option, but, to spend your artifact on that just doesn't feel good.
So I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
So, you take Command Entourage, you take your and this is a bonus artifact, right? And you take it as your bonus artifact.
I see where you're going with
Yeah,
this.
why don't you just get the enchantment that gives all your priests +1 spell? Or prayer. Right?
Yeah.
Unless they're
Yep.
like, I really want to be battle regiment and I really want that one extra prayer. Like, you got it, chief. But yeah, I don't see this one being taken that often.
No, that's a really great point.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, that
all.
seems that unfortunately actually when you put it that way, it actually seems totally useless. Because
Yeah.
I feel like the only time you ever might take that is like if you have an extra.
Yeah, and then you have
In
something
which
that's
case,
way better.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. And then the last one. This one's kind of cool. So Khaine Pendant is a once per game that you automatically get the prayer you're chanting instead of having to roll for it.
Wait, why were we ever even remotely considering the previous one?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Again.
We're here.
Yeah, like we're just going. Yeah, we were like talking trash on the old one, and then we read this one, and we're going back to double down on its grave. Like it's done. Like there's no reason to take that other one, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like this might as well have
oh
been in
man,
the older section instead of priest only. And
we are
that's
gonna
it.
look so foolish when that other one, for some weird reason, is like the linchpin somehow in some tournament-winning army. But you know what?
It's
I'll
not.
take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that L.
Yeah, and I would love to
I
learn
don't think it's gonna
how.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, unless like somebody takes like wins a game or like a tournament, and that's like their one artifact. And like,
Yeah.
see, they took it, and I'm gonna be like, great. They could have done
Like,
better.
yep.
Oh
Like
well.
clearly they know something I don't. All right. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to hear like anybody refute that. To be honest, because I think
I just can't see how.
yeah.
It seems
No, I'm
really
curious though. I'd love to learn it because I could just
yeah,
be
yeah.
missing the mark here. I don't think so, but maybe.
Once again, I will say either let us know in the comments now or below, depending on where you are.
Yeah, on YouTube or here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's funny when you say YouTuber here, if they're watching on YouTube, they're
YouTube or Twitch. Fine.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. Silly me.
Actually,
Yeah, you got me. I don't know what else you want. But overall, what's your pick here? You think out of these artifacts? You can even go back. It's Crown of Woe, right?
Yeah, it's probably Crown of Woe, but that last one is interesting too. Automatic, but I mean, we need to now know like what the prayers are too.
Sure, we're getting there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't hate that one either.
I think that one's cool. Shadowstone, I could see people taking. Maybe Crystal Heart.
Yeah.
You're not liking the +1?
No. I just think overall these nothing was like, oh wow, except maybe the other one, like with turning off Inspiring Presence.
So
that seems cool.
Yeah, turning off Inspiring Presence. That seems like oh wow. But
Yeah.
also there's some matches where it fucking does nothing too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like you're fighting like 3-man units with like Bravery 9, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yep.
Or you're fighting OBR.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, like, or you're fighting, a monster army like ogres or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of times.
Or even like the
goes
piggy
as well.
bikes, probably not great.
And if you can kill a piggy bike and they have to take a test or something, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they have Bravery 7 though? Naturally,
there's
so it probably
6.
doesn't matter. All right. Yeah. Like I think eels are. Oh, did eels go up to 7? I think they did.
I think they did too. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
it
know
might.
Turnout are going up to 7.
Yeah, I feel like if you're facing a horde army, maybe, but they might also then just have another way to prevent taking the morale test anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, overall, like I'm not thrilled with these, but
Yeah,
they
they're
feel
not my
like the
favorites.
command traits from the Nighthawk, right? Where you're like, well, this is the clear stinky part of the book.
Yeah, this feels like a stinky part of the book.
Yeah, that's how I
Well,
feel.
except that one. That one does seem cool. And like automatically getting a prayer might be good.
I don't hate all of these. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
We thought
they
the
all
Crone's
have like
Blade
a
is
little
kind of cool.
something.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, yeah, I think just in general, I'm not blown away by any of them.
Yeah. But that makes like the things that like are fringe a little bit more considerate when you're like, well, I'm not really giving up a ton to take it, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I kind of like that, but overall, let's go to the spells because these are very, very close to what they were.
Okay.
Steeda Shadows is the same, and it's you make your caster move 16 at a 6. Or casting value 6.
Casting value 6. Caster move 16.
Yep.
Okay.
It changes their move characteristic to 16. I should be a little clearer. Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't like move 16 and then you also get the move phase, is what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah.
That is what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the distinction.
Just gives them a 16-inch movement.
Yep.
Pit of Shades used to be casting value 7, now it's 6. You roll 2 dice, beat their movement. Each thing you beat their movement by is a mortal wound. You fight eels, you cry. And you fight like ogres, you're happy. That kind of thing. Yeah. There's good matchups, bad matchups for this. Mirror Dance. This one changed pretty drastically. So you.
I am here, don't worry.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
you were just quiet.
Sports ball was happening.
Oh, I see.
I needed to take a second.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but so Mirror Dance is 8 or casting value 6, range 18. You pick 2 friendly Arcane heroes that are wholly within range, and more than 3 inches from an enemy unit. Oh no, this one didn't change. Okay, it's the same. Never mind. So you pick 2 heroes within or outside of 3 of enemies, and you switch them.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think there might be some merit there. Like if you need to get your buff pieces in certain places, you can order the stuff you do in the hero phase in any order, so that might be relevant. I think there's some play there, and I think people have successfully run that well.
I feel like there's also like that is a spell that you can use to outplay your opponents.
Yes.
Right? Like that's a thing where your opponent now needs to realize that yes, that doesn't look scary right now, but could look scary in a second by casting that spell, right? Now, was it any hero, or did it specify non-monster?
Any 2 heroes.
Any 2. So you can effectively like substitute any hero for the Shadow Queen just all of a sudden.
Yes.
So that feels very powerful.
In both ways, even, too. Like, she's about to die. Get her out of there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, a little less likely for that one because you'd have to have retreated already. And then it's in the hero phase.
Oh, so you're right. Never mind.
Like, less likely for that to happen, but it's still possible. Like, if they're, like, hunting her down after she did retreat or something.
Yeah. Like, give her... Yeah, exactly.
Like, I feel like that's fringe, but it could.
Yeah. There's utility here. I like this.
Yeah.
Next one is the Withering, which is a casting value 7, and you pick an enemy with an 18, and you add 1 to wound rolls against them. It's pretty good.
Rolls against them? I mean, adding 1 to... Yeah, I mean, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
And what was the casting value again?
7.
Okay. 7 makes it a little tougher.
So the other thing that makes this a little harder of an ask, too, is your 4th thing on your table is +1 wound. So round 4 beyond, or if you're like round 3 beyond.
Oh, it's totally useless at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard ask.
Yeah, so I think this one didn't change, but I think it just got worse in proxy of how this book plays now.
Yeah, I really think it did, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's okay. Can't all be winners.
This is the meat here, is Mind Razor. It's exactly the same. Casting value 8. You pick a unit of yours, and you add 1 to the rend on their weapons, and if they make a charge, you add 1 to the damage.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what's interesting is they changed the book, and I feel like they made that worse by reducing like how good their casting was overall. Yep. But that is a reason to give the +1 bonus to casting, I think.
Exactly.
And actually that might tip the scale on that one because there are so many fewer other ways to get the bonus. Yeah. That might just become a much more common one because of that.
Yeah, that's it. And unless you want Master of Magic too. But then you give up some of your really good command traits for that, you know?
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure I'm keen on.
But well, does Master of Magic give you a +1 to cast?
It lets you re-roll it once per turn.
I don't know. If you want to build I could see a list where you build around that, and you take the +1 to cast and Master of Magic
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
to like do exactly that, and like that is your list, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. You're trying to get that spell off every turn, make
Mhm.
your charges, do massive amount of damage. That actually sounds like quite the force multiplier. That might actually be really powerful,
I think that's one of the builds. Yeah, I agree.
especially if you can make it consistently. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. All right, and then the last one is Shroud of Despair, which modifies bravery, so I don't care. Casting value 4, you pick one enemy and they get -1 bravery. If the roll was 8 up, they get -D3 bravery instead.
Well, no, hang on.
Might be cool to Crown of Woes, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say this one actually has more play than normal because you actually have a way to shut off their anti-bravery stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I think I do care a little bit about like. I feel like there might be a little build there. There might be something interesting. I was actually gonna ask when you read Crown of Rose if there was anything that modified bravery because it could be fun.
Yeah.
And here it is.
So
maybe.
So I see this like I probably wouldn't take it,
Mm-hmm.
but Morathi knows all the spell lores, and if I took the command trait that had me know all the spell lore, like there's gonna be a moment where I get somebody with that, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't actually hate this one as much because of that artifact. Like there's like a little bit of play here. Normally I would just be like
What I just
I
did.
would totally agree and just go total garbage.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, but like alright. Yeah, overall it's a decent lore. It's just expensive. And like the other teleports usually are like 4s now, right? So
Yeah.
and like they're still good. Teleports are still good. It's just they're harder to cast in this army.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I do like the swap though. The swap seems very interesting because it doesn't actually say outside of 9, right?
It does not. Yeah.
You just have to be outside of 3 to use it.
Yeah, you have to be outside of 3 to use it, and you switch exactly the places they are.
Right. But that's interesting because it could be different size bases.
Yeah.
So like you could get closer.
So what do? Yeah.
Oh, actually, there's a question. What if you can't? Does it say anything about like if you can't place the model outside of 3 inches that like it can't happen, or they're destroyed or something?
No.
So you could almost use that to like bump the Shadow Queen into combat with somebody without charging, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if that's relevant in some way, but
It's
like,
relevant if you don't want to get unleashed held.
yeah, yes, you don't. It feels like you don't actually have to charge.
Yeah, that's something I need like a rules lawyer or an FAQ to explain for me for sure, but
Oh, definitely.
yeah, I don't know the actual interaction because like they're not the same size bases, of course, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure this might be a thing that's been answered, but I don't come in contact with this army enough to know.
Oh, because that spell has already existed.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, well maybe somebody watching can tell us.
Yeah, there probably is an FAQ on that then.
Yeah.
Although I would be surprised if that they didn't,
Put it in here.
like put a little bit of clarifying if that has been clarified.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know though, like it's curious for sure.
I mean, maybe it's not as like. I mean, it feels like it's like it breaks the rules, so this feels like there's some way to exploit it. But like, maybe it's not really as exploitable as it sounds like it might be.
Yeah.
You know?
Or maybe it does exactly what we say, and they're like, yes. And that was the
Yes.
FAQ.
And that is fine.
Yeah.
We have no problems with that.
Yeah, I think that's fine too. Like you're giving up a spell for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a spell that might be good otherwise, and then also, has this extra little interaction.
I guess all I'm saying
better.
is there's an opportunity cost, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess what I was saying is there's not as much of an opportunity cost if the spell's good otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I would say the opportunity cost is more like
You're not picking a mind razor, is what I mean.
well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep.
Or like, oh yeah, or
So
Mystic Shield
maybe
even.
this just really doesn't come up very often because the pick is Mind Razor.
Yeah, but like now it's harder to cast, and this is easier, so maybe that changes too.
Yeah, it's true. What was the casting value on that one?
6.
6. Yeah, I mean that's very significantly easier.
Yep. Yeah, but I'm curious about that. Yeah, I would love to know more. Overall, though, like again, I think it's a good lore with some like clear standouts, which are Mirror Dance and Mind Razor to me. Pit of Shades and Shroud of Despair. I'll be happy to have on the wizards that know all the lores, because in the matchups where it matters, it's going to be hilarious and good.
Right. Yep.
Alright, moving on. The prayers. I think these are mostly the same too. So the first one's Catechism of Murder, which is you give a unit exploding 6s on a value of 3. So now you can have 2 units in your army in one turn have exploding 6s because of that new command ability.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
It's good stuff.
It's not one of the ones that I'm going to be like, oh, I want to take that artifact. Make sure I get my exploding 6s. Because honestly,
that's what makes that artifact
fine.
good or not, right? Is how important that is.
Yeah, because like that's already like a swingy thing.
Yep.
And then you're like actually tacking more swing onto it by putting it on a prayer as well. So like the actual like you're gonna spike with this on occasion, but like in reality it's gonna do very little, I think.
Probably, yeah.
It's okay.
I think there's better.
Yeah,
right?
Thinking about it a little more, I'm a little more sour on it, I guess.
Yeah, especially that you have a command ability that does this now.
Yeah.
But well, the redundancy might be good.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't want to like. I'm more likely to pick something else with a command ability.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, next is Blessing of Kane, which is on a 3. Pick it. I think they're all within 14 inches. Yeah. So pick a friendly unit within 14 on a 3. You get to reroll their Fanatical Faith saves. So remember,
and this is one of the ones where the 5-up ward does not get rerolled, but the 6-up does.
Yeah.
Do you have to pick your best ward, or do you just get to pick which ward you want to use? I imagine you just pick.
You pick which ward you want to use.
Okay.
But I still think a 5-up is better anyway.
Yes, it is ever so slightly.
Well, because like the way I put it in my head was I didn't even do math. I was like, all right, so you get 2 rolls that automatically stop it, or you get 1 roll that stops it, and 1 roll that gives you another chance for a 1 in 6. Right?
Yeah. Well, you get 2 rolls that stop it, or a lot of rolls that give you another chance at getting a 6, or 1 success. So it actually works out to be just ever so slightly worse, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It's not reroll 1s, it's just rerolls. Okay.
Yeah, there's just reroll 1s that would not
then
be
that
good.
would be, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My mistake, then.
Oh, no, it's okay.
It's all good. Yep. Cool. I like that one, though. I think there's merit to it. And, like, that might be one that you're desperate enough to auto-get with that relic. But let's keep reading.
Yeah, I don't think so, but maybe.
I don't love it, but yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Martyr's Sacrifice is a 14-inch range. You pick a unit on a 3-up. Whenever a model in this unit dies, on a 5-up, it deals a mortal wound back to the unit that killed it. So, I think a lot of guys, like, I think snakes you don't super care, because you might be always running, like, minimum or something.
Yeah.
But even, like, 15, that's, like, a third of them back, so that's, like, 5 mortal wounds back. But if you have, like, a unit of 30 Witch Elves...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think that's where the secret sauce is on this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that one feels like something.
That feels good.
Yeah, you might want to autocast that one. Especially if you have, like, a dangerous situation you're throwing your Witch Elves into, where you're like, alright, they're going to attack first, because I'm charging. They're probably not going to kill the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get attacked back, I'm probably going to now kill them on the clap back because of the 5-ups when they all die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see some merit there, especially against, like, you throw that into, like, against like a big, like a Kragnos, say. Yeah, that feels like a great Kragnos killer, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what else you could do too, right? Is like a unit of protectors is coming at you. They're like insane save stacking, or even Kragnos. You could do this with his big armor, and like you have like a Khaine unit, and you just kind of want to get some chip damage on him on like one of your little screens, and you like, all right, go Khaine, do your god's work. And then you just run them in and then do, like, a mortal wound or 2.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, And also, like, Khaine, if you, like, buff them to the 9s, they can do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen in this army, there's, like, so many damage buffs. And, like, you just put your 90-point model into it, and then just, like, do a ton of damage to your opponent's big threat. And then, like, this is just, like, the little cherry on top to that. I don't hate that.
Yeah. Well, especially considering it's mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And what have you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first thought with this, right, is, like, you want to put this on your biggest unit, RAR. But, like, I think there's play with even your smaller units if you don't, like, plan on getting your bigger ones in combat yet, right?
It's almost like a very weird, like, moral wound delivery system.
Yeah.
Where, like, that, like, benefits... Yeah, I really like that idea, actually. Like, it benefits screens and stuff, interestingly.
Which is really funnily named, or aptly named then, right? Because...
What's it named again?
Martyr's Sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, alright, my screen's gonna die. There's nothing I can do about it. Bye!
Go, Martyrs!
We'll see you in Valhalla, I guess. Right? Like... I think there's, like, really interesting play there with, like, no matter who you put it on, there's some value.
I agree. That's very interesting, actually.
Or even, because I think it lasts until your next hero phase, yeah. So you don't even have to charge the thing if you just want a screen.
Yeah.
Like, you just put that on him, you screen, and then it's a porcupine.
Which is also interesting, yeah, because then you can, like, have extra turns worth of value out of it as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, they have to charge into it, kill it, yeah. Yeah, there's some extreme value here, I think.
It seems fun either way. Like, I think it's actually going to be good.
Yeah.
And, like, has a chance to be, like, really good.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, because, like, again, I think all of these were in the past 2 books. So we could be...
we could be wildly wrong about that.
You know what, though? Like, I think this is a tough proposition for us who don't know the book very well anyway. Because we could be exactly on the mark, and people are like, yeah, we've known this for like 2 years. Where you been, man?
Oh, that's really funny, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if this was already around, then...
Yeah, all of these are, so... Maybe we should pick up the pace a little. Or maybe somebody who's brand new will hear this and be like, yeah, that's great. Or maybe somebody who's playing for a while will be like, oh, that's interesting. I haven't thought of it like that, right?
Yeah. And, like, gives a little extra play to something that, like, you know, like, maybe that's, like, the thing that they couldn't figure out how to deal with a unit, and, like, maybe this, you know, helps.
It's worthwhile, right?
It's probably niche, but, yeah.
If we're wrong, it's still worthwhile, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it has play.
Crimson Rejuvenation. So this is a... Yeah, I think they're all 3-ups with a 14-inch range. All of them are, so I'll stop saying that. But this heals a unit D3. I'm not huge on this one. Because, again, like, everything's a glass cannon. The thing I would want to heal is Morathi. She specifically can't be healed.
Right.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, we'll see if there's something that seems like it might be relevant on later.
Covenant of the Iron Heart. It's, you pick a unit and it's immune to battle shock. To get around your opponent's pesky, Crown of Woe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or Nighthawk.
When you want to metagame real hard for your opponent, you know that they're running this.
Yeah.
They're running that Crown of Woe.
The Clown of Woe.
Yeah.
Like the Clown of Woe. Slow down there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there you go. If that's, like, you know, like, ends up being, like, the thing you do in this army, then, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There's a thing. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on.
Actually, one more point I want to put about the Crimson Rejuvenation. Oh, fuck. I got great brown wash on my water. Oh, well. I'll fix that later, but... if you're fighting Nurgle, it removes disease points. There might be merit to that.
Oh, yeah, if you heal that... Oh, that's... Okay, that's a little fun tidbit to keep in mind.
Yeah.
For the Nurgle meta that's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then, the last one's Sacrament of Blood. And you, until your next hero phase, add 1 to the current battle round when determining abilities granted by the Blood Rights battle trait. So I want to put that out there is because there's a lot of stuff that modifies the Blood Rights battle trait, and it's only your turn. Or it's like a limited window, but this is until your next hero phase. So that's different.
And this is one that we could definitely want to make sure we get with that relic.
Yep.
Yeah.
It pushes you up into like the wound category you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I like this one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that one sounds quite like it could have a lot of play.
So you have one priest allegedly. Which one you pick? You think?
I think I mean, I want to say it's going to depend on what your list is trying to do.
I agree. Yeah.
I think the last one is probably going to be the one that you pick a lot. It feels like it anyway.
Man, I bet you wish you took that command trait to get 2, huh?
Damn, I do.
Or the relic,
I would have such an easier time now if I had that.
Yeah, got him.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the Martyr Sacrifice too. I think that I'd like to play with that. I don't know if it's good, but I would definitely try that one out.
You've convinced me on that one for sure. So I went from like being like, oh, that's cute, to being like, actually, after talking through with you here, like I think there's some actual legitimate real boy play here, or real girl play because they're females, they're daughters. Yeah.
Except the horses, right?
Yeah, except for the horses and like some of the Khaine Shadow Stalkers, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's another unit that everyone's like, oh, the horses suck, they're bad. It's like, no, like these are better than most War Scrolls in Destruction, for example.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and like you're just spoiled by how fucking good everything else is here. Anyway, yeah, I think Blessing a Kane could be cool. The reroll the faiths, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
or people already know.
Or people already know. Or maybe the units change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, let me put it this way. I think you were right previously about Fanatical Faith being like, or the Blessing of Kane being a little not good enough before. Except for the fact that like Hagnar could make the Fanatical Faith a 5-up, so you're getting a 5-up rerolling, which was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's not as good now, but I think if you're doing the order list, that might be like the last like line of defense you need to like really keep your stuff alive. So maybe it's worth it there too.
That's actually interesting. Maybe that was the pick because like a 5-up rerolling it's actually really powerful.
Yeah.
But now that you can't get that, maybe all of the other ones suddenly get more consideration.
Yeah, and like you can't get it through your Blood Rights table either because it's specifically not a Fanatical Faith.
Right, yep. Exactly.
So
interesting. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So maybe the analysis is more warranted now because it's not just like
things change.
Oh, you can do this kind of like cheesy thing and just like it's super powerful.
Yeah.
Go nuts. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, I like it. Okay, cool. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, moving on. We got the Temples of Kane. First one is Hagnar. And this one just army-wide increases your Blood Rights table by 1. That's what they used to do, but then they lost that command trait that we've talked about a lot being very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still like a very powerful like allegiance ability, right? I would say.
Oh,
just adding 1 to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have turn 1's run, add 1 to run and charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Also, you can include 1 Cauldron of Blood in addition to any other behemoth units that you previously included. So you can have 5 behemoths in this army.
Okay.
Is that relevant?
I don't.
Maybe if you really wanted 4 avatars of Kane and 1 of the cauldrons, or like 2 cauldrons and 3 avatars of Kane. You don't, but what if you did?
But what if you did?
Yeah. That's so weird. Okay.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I guess the other thing to consider here is not everyone plays at 2,000 points.
Oh,
maybe
so
it's more relevant at 1,000?
Oh, where you only have 2 behemoths?
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Because, like, +1 is more meaningful there.
Yeah, because it's double, or 50% more instead of 25% more. Okay,
Yeah, right?
fine. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Just a random
icing
thought.
on the way I see it. It's like it's icing on the cake
Yeah,
to a very
exactly.
already delicious cake.
Yes.
Yeah, like
It's not what you're picking it for, but maybe.
yeah, that's the kind of cake that you're home for the weekend visiting your parents, and you're like, I gotta get that before I leave. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like my
It's like,
favorite
oh, I'm gonna
bakery.
try that once. You bet your butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Draichi Ganeth. This one historically has been very powerful. I forget what it did before, but this passive here is improve the rend of Witch Elves and Sisters of Slaughter by 1 if they make a charge. So,
I mean, still seems pretty good.
yeah,
I don't know what it was before, but that.
I don't know what it was. It might have been that even. Also, Draichi Ganeth army can include 1 reinforced or double reinforced Witch Elves unit in addition to the other reinforced units it can include.
I mean, that's a pretty cool bonus.
So, we're back to the days of 90 Witch Elves. I think somebody's going to try that list again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this is
Do,
when we're
do you
like,
like
so I feel like as a Beast player, you're like, I need this.
that?
As a
Yeah.
Gitz player, you need this. As a Skaven player, you need this. And the elves got it first.
Oh, they always do those damn elves.
Anything you can do, the elves can do better.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's like their, you know when you're like talk about like bottom up or top down design, like the top down design of elf books is they're better than you and they know it, right?
Yeah, it really
Yeah, so
is.
like, oh, they have like all this really cool stuff, which is a fun thing for the player, for sure. But
Yeah.
I don't think the elf books have been like overtuned recently, though. They're just extremely good.
Yeah.
Rather than overpowered, which is great. But yeah,
We
that's
did it, boys.
yeah.
Woo!
But so far we're 2 for 2 in sub factions, I would say,
Oh yeah, I
which is
definitely agree.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
This next one I think is the worst one, but it's still like really good.
That's
Yeah, me and Tyler
scary.
think this is the worst one.
All
But
right.
it's Keltnar units can retreat and still charge. We were so high on this in the Nighthawk book.
Uh-huh.
It's a little worse here because your things are slower and they don't fly.
And they don't get the charge
The Wave of Terror stuff.
weight of terror, yeah.
Yeah. That's still really good though.
Oh yeah.
Like you're playing horde units in this army, or you can at least, and repositioning your hordes in combat is extremely good.
Yep.
Like so alright, so 3 for 3 for allegiance abilities, right?
Aren't there things that I mean, I feel we just went over them, but I feel like we went over stuff that gets bonuses on charges too.
Draichi de Ganeth does, and Mind Razor does.
Mind Razor, that's the one.
Yep. So yeah, there's play with that. Maybe
Yep.
if you really want your Mind Razor build, this is the sub faction you do.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, that Mind Razor's only one target though.
Sure. Yeah.
But maybe still because like
You can
like
still
the
fall back and
counter-
charge that one target, correct?
exactly,
Yeah.
right? Like
I like it. Yeah.
Oh, that's worth like investigating, I think.
And just if you're putting your command trait and a relic into the same basket, I think you might as well put your allegiance there too. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if like just like getting the better upgrades on the table maybe just equate to more damage. Considering you'll probably have a different unit you could charge in with Mind Razor.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not willing to discount that yet.
Yeah. But like maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Exactly. But overall, 3 for 3. Nice. Next,
Definitely.
we got Calibron. Masters of the Shadow Path. So, it's a command ability that they have. Any hero can issue it to any unit, and you pull that unit off the table and deep strike it.
I mean, that sounds fantastic.
Yep. Also, Khaine Shadowstalkers can be battle line.
Khaine Shadow Stalkers can be battle line.
Yep. Do you remember that
That
unit?
is so weird.
Yep. What's weird about it? That they normally can't be, or they can be here? Or... Please explain.
They're a Warcry army. Warcry list.
Yep.
A warband. There we go.
Yeah.
Finally.
And you
They're a
know,
Warcry warband that, like, I don't know. It's weird. There's something that's just off about that to me. I don't know why.
that's funny
It
as the
feels.
Slaves to Darkness player who can run them all as battle line.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
like
that's
I
our
can run a
thing!
bunch of them,
Get
right?
out of
Like
here!
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, instead of just one.
Instead of literally just this one unit that I don't even know if you can buy a box set of individually.
You can.
You can? Okay, well
Yeah.
that's good.
But you know what? You know what they do in this game?
What?
They teleport.
Wait, they already teleport?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that this does nothing?
No, I'm telling you that you teleport all of your battle line plus one other unit.
Oh. Oh, because it's only one, because you can only use it once.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoa, actually, hang on.
Yes.
When you put it that way, that actually sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the question is, Arcane Shadowstalkers actually worth running?
We'll talk about that a little more because I am so on the fence about them.
Okay.
The way I'll put them is that they're good, but I don't know if good cuts it in a book full of great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
I feel about them.
Okay.
All right, let me put it this way. You can do a very good list with them, but I don't know if it's the most competitive thing you can be doing. But the answer is maybe, and that's already, like, awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like, I'll take a maybe on that.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
And
Alright, so I think this definitely depends on how good they are.
also, consider the following, right? You have a unit of, like, let's say witch elves or something, right? And you get all the combats that you want in this, and you charge it in, and you have a merry old time fighting. Then it's your turn after, like, your combats happened, and this unit's running very low. You use this command ability to teleport them out, and then hide them. And then you rally them with your 4-up Crown of Woe.
Ooh.
While your other unit is popping in, fighting. And then that unit gets low. You teleport it out. The first unit you rallied back up to a big healthy number. Now charges in and fights.
That sounds very appetizing. I wonder if it's cute.
I think it's
Or
good, but I see what you
really
mean.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when I
Like-
said in the last show that you ought to try the memes before you determine their memes?
Yeah, exactly.
This is the first meme to try, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. That sounds like a fun meme to try.
Yeah. I don't want to take the credit for this fundamental idea. That was Tyler from Scrubby Wells and War Coda and Warhammer Weekly. That was his idea that we were talking about. But like we were talking about this one a lot. We think there's like some absolute merit there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see this
ready to
list.
see
I want to
some
see what he
go.
does. Because he said this weekend he's going to do his deep dive. And he's going to show me his list. And I made one for the end of the stream. Let's put it that way.
Nice.
That I think is cool. Let's move on. Because I think we said a lot about that one.
Yeah.
The Kraith. Sisters of Slaughter. After they fight on the 4-up, they are eligible to fight for a second time. And they have Strike Last.
Oh, so it's that effect. Yeah, so this is the one I read that.
Oh, okay.
Because I read these.
Okay. Yeah. It's good.
Which ones are? Why can't I think of what?
They're they're the basic unit that comes in a unit of 10. They have the whip and the knife or the whip and the shield.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, that's what I was thinking they were.
It depends on how good these are, eh?
Yeah, it definitely does.
And I think they're good.
I mean, then doubling their effective output. Well, okay, we'll say you lose half of them to the clapback. So
Yeah.
50% additional output is a lot of additional output.
Yeah, if like, and this is a unit that's battle line just naturally too,
Yeah.
which makes that better.
Okay, actually, no, it's on a 4-up, so 25% better. We'll say 25% extra output is still pretty good.
25 extra on a unit that's already good,
Yeah,
right?
and for like almost nothing.
And an army
Right?
based
Like-
around buffing the crap out of your guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
seems good.
if you like Sisters of Slaughter, like as a model, like you're
Like,
gonna
this is a
rejoice for this,
no-brainer.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the next one, if you like the snakes, I would say is an absolute no-brainer too.
Oh boy! All right, here we go.
Xanthark High makes Blood Sisters and Blood Stalkers battle line, so you don't need the special general.
Excellent.
Each time a model in the friendly Zenkai Melusa unit is slain, it fights before it's removed from play.
And it fights in addition to if it already had fought, by the sound of it.
Yes, because it doesn't say... it doesn't, specify that you can't do that, therefore you can.
Right.
So, remember how everybody loved the Hollowed Knights? And it was like, only their, like... Yeah, Redeemer, their little battle lines on a 4-up could do it.
Mm-hmm.
This is on the unit that's equivalent to Paladins as far as damage goes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems really good.
Mm-hmm. And,
I would definitely run that if I was running Medusa.
Yeah. On a unit that, like, didn't go up in points and got better.
Oh boy.
Yep.
They sound like they got ridiculous.
We'll see. I'm thrilled about this. Oh, we got a hydrate in the chat. I don't know how long ago that was.
Oh my god,
Thank
we
you,
got
Butterfly
hydrate?
State.
Oh, shit.
Butterfly Star, thank you. See, water all gone. I got there eventually. Alright. Overall, which one of these is a miss, right?
No, like, I don't think any of them.
Yeah. This is like... I think
I mean,
as far as
going to
book...
be misses just because this one looks better, but that doesn't make the other ones bad.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I think every single one of these, like, somebody out there, at least one of them is like, ooh. Alright,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
like,
for
ooh,
me. This is what I
got an
want.
idea for this. Yeah, it's like...
Like, I'm sitting here, like, Calibron is sick, Xanthar Guy is sick. I don't love the chance on the Kraith, like, how it's just a 4-up. But, like, it's exciting, and, like, it's a very good ability.
Yeah.
Draichi Kenneth is insane. Keltnar, we demonstrated there's a cool build for that. Hagnar, like, like, they're all so good.
Yeah. I would say, even with the 4-up chance, like, in that regard, that ability is so powerful that, like... And it seems... And unless I'm misunderstanding, it seems like it can happen for multiple units.
Yes.
On the same turn.
Yeah.
So, like...
That's
if
your
you're
battle
building
line,
an
right?
army around that, there is some reliability to that.
Yeah.
Not, like, totally reliable, but it's not like the just, oh, look, I didn't get anything for my ability. It's like, no, you can build around this and have it be somewhat reliable.
Well, if you MSU it, right? And, like, you have, like, 6 units of 10 of these just running around the build, and, like, 3 of them get double combats. Like, that's...
I think the math works out, technically, that it doesn't matter which one, like, if you
Sure,
like,
but it's more
max unit
consistent,
or,
right?
or min unit. Yeah, but it would be more consistent, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. We got...
Actually, no, I think that would be worse.
Would it?
Because...
They have a chance of getting killed before they can fight again? Because
Yeah.
they get strike last. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And the fact that your opponent, like, if you think about it, the way, like, you want to be, if let's say just you charge with everybody for a turn, right?
Sure.
And it's like 3 units versus 3 units, or it's like 2 into each one, right?
Sure.
You're going to put out more damage output before they get to attack back if you run max, as opposed to min there, I think.
Okay.
I there may be other reasons to run MSU, but I think in this case it makes more sense to run reinforced units.
Yeah. I just like the screening potential of the MSU that you can do, too.
Yeah, well, that is another consideration.
Yeah,
I think straight damage-wise, having more or bigger units is better.
I'm in no position. I don't want to fight your math, because I think you're right, too, even. But I just think that, like, you could...
Oh, there
either
are
way
certainly
is good.
reasons to take, like, a big unit and, like, small units, and, like, they have different roles, and they're doing different things, and... Yeah, I was more just saying, just, like, from a straight, like...
Strictly for this
how
ability,
do I get,
yeah.
Yeah, how do I get the most out of this? I think it's to do the max units.
And I think you would agree, too,
figure it out
right?
from there.
Yeah, like, even if you're not getting, like, the extreme most mileage out of it, like, if you're running enough Sisters of Slaughter, that is a consideration, even if you aren't building around it. Like, it's just good enough, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Yep.
Yeah, and, like, that's sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, these are all exciting. This is how I want... Like, if you're mad that this book's overpowered, you should be mad that your book isn't this good, right? That's That's how I feel.
Well, all right. So I guess the point there is, if this book is overpowered and no one else is, I think it's worthwhile being mad at this book.
All right,
But-
fine, but like, yeah, this is an exciting book, I guess is what I mean.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems.
And I
very
don't
cool.
think it's overpowered, but like, let's say you're sitting there with like a Beast of Chaos, right? And you're like, this is nuts, this is ridiculous, it's so good.
Oh yeah,
Your book should be this.
yeah.
The end.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. All right. Overall, I think we hit these pretty well. I think they're good. They're
Yep.
exciting. So we have like the core battalions that somehow Nighthawk didn't get, but these guys got.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't, did they?
And there's one, I think, good one here. It's the Viperic Guard. You need Morathi, an Iron Scale, who makes the Snakes battle line, if you are in Xanathar or not. And then you can have 2 to 6 units of Snakes, and it gives you Magnificence, which is the bonus enhancement.
This sounds like a list you might run,
Yeah, right?
and then you just can get a bonus enhancement on top.
Yeah. I want a bonus enhancement.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to bring like another hero, I think. Oh, let you bring up to 3 Khaine, Bloodrack Medusas or Iron Scale leaders too.
I suppose there's no reason, like, if you're getting Magnificent, there's really no reason to, there's no reason to go beyond the minimum, right?
Yeah, correct.
So at that point, like, that's, like, maybe, like, a cheaper way to get Magnificence than
That's what I'm thinking, right?
others, and then you can also get Magnificence again if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think that's worth looking at.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what that list looks like, but, like, maybe.
Yeah. And then the other one's Shadow Patrol, which is 2 Doomfire Warlocks and 4 Canary. I think you know if you are the person who wants to run that list.
Yeah.
And I think if you're the person who wants to run that list, you'll be good at that list. And if you're not going to be good at that list because it's like a movement tech one, not a mash the face list, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But like, I think it's cool that exists, and it gives you a 1-drop deployment or a doesn't matter. You get a 1-drop deployment from that. You get a forward to victory or at the doubler. Yeah, it's Swift. Yep.
Well, that's interesting because that even plays in more into the movement tech,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I think the clear thing is though that you want the unified. But yeah, I don't hate that. I think that's cool.
But it's an extra bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elephant in the room here is I don't have the slides for the grand strategy and the battle tactics. I couldn't find them.
Oh my god, we're all so sad about that.
Well, I want to talk about them a little bit though because this is where I hate this book.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I couldn't find the pictures from, but maybe later. So we know how we always talk about like there's going to be a critical mass of these where like you're going to get one book where they're too good and then it ruins it for everybody else.
Yep.
So, as far as like the battle tactics go, one of them is charge with 3 units. If 2 of them are witch elves, you get a bonus victory point.
Oh no, they did that.
And one of them is if you have 2 or more units in your enemy's territory, you get 2 victory points, and you get a bonus one if they're both witch elves.
Oh, see, okay, that breaks my whole argument. My whole argument was it's only ever 2 points, right? It's not gonna really matter.
Yeah, and now
But then-
it does. Yeah.
But now it does because they added extra victory points onto it. Like,
So-
why the fuck did they do that?
Yeah, so I just want to
Come on.
talk to any like TOs out there. I strongly urge you to ban the ones from the book. And like you can use the ones in the books in your casual games, fun, but like as far as like big events go, now that exists, especially now that exists, absolutely not. Everyone should be at the same page. Especially
that
when this
doesn't-
shit's happening. Right?
That doesn't feel right, yeah.
And I don't care
No,
about
I
the
don't
rest
like
of them, but yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That leads to serious have-nots all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like more to a degree than like we thought initially, too, right?
yeah.
It's like it's bonus points.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
It's like, why are you giving bonus points to somebody? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Knock that shit
Ban it.
off.
All right, that's all I want to say about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think in the future now, I think we're done covering those. Because I think they just should be banned now. There's no argument.
Yeah, I don't see how you could remotely say that is like,
Fair.
oh, this is a fair thing that they get.
Yeah.
It's like bonus victory points. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And like the
I don't
only
know.
argument is like if it's an army that fucking sucks, and like that's the only way they can keep up.
I guess.
Like if the Gloomspite comes out and they're somehow worse, and then they have like better victory points. I guess, right? But no,
like,
just make the book good.
I don't know. Yeah,
hate
that's
it.
weird. That's a really weird thing to do for this kind of game.
Yeah,
like other games, yeah, maybe, but like,
no,
it doesn't feel like this game is the right game for that.
Yeah, you don't let your tournaments have these. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Let's go to the War Scrolls now. So Morathi is largely the same except for a few things. She's up 20 points, which whatever. That's nothing.
That's fine.
She's War Master. She knows all the lores. She doesn't have her bonus to cast anymore. Yeah, her spear on her foot hero went up to Rend 2. And the Shadow Queen brackets at 6 wounds? Or at 7 wounds rather than 4 that she did before.
Yeah, that I feel like that's a fine change. I actually kind of like those changes.
Yeah, and like it makes her slightly better.
Yeah, but and it lets you play with the hero that you're looking at longer than, like, oops, they hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fine change overall. Yeah. You can still double shoot with the max unit of snakes, which everybody thought that was going, but it's here.
Okay.
I thought it was going to go, but like the more I think about it, the more I'm of the opinion of they weren't 5-0ing tournaments anymore. So like maybe it's
the
fine,
other thing
but
is,
it's
right,
negative,
like,
right?
I mean, the other thing there though is they got a new book that has better things in it, and they still have that.
Yeah.
So now it could very easily turn into that is absolutely oppressive because of other things they can do. Because it was still oppressive, it just wasn't oppressive enough, I guess, right?
Yeah. But I think what's going to happen is that's not going to become the de facto build because you're doing other things too. It's still going to be a good build.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
We'll see if that was the right call, right? Because I honestly don't know if that was the right call.
I feel like I just would have rather play against, like, have it been something else. Yeah.
I think if it was just melee, it would have been fine. If it was, a lot of people think it was going to be once per game. But I don't think that solves anything still. At least you're not shooting into a unit with a 5-up ward re-rolling anymore.
Yep, no, that is definitely true.
Yeah. So, something really interesting, and I don't know if this is intended or not, but it sounds like you can kill Morathi right out all 12 damage if you target the little one, the way it's written right now.
Whoa!
Right?
Okay.
So let's talk about it. So, Morathi is on the battlefield without... Yeah, so wounds allocated to her go to Big Morathi. If something would destroy her, it deals 3 more wounds to her. Okay. In this hypothetical example, 20 wounds. Okay. Something like a Fulminator hit her. 20 wounds.
Yep.
So, where is it here? No more than 3 wounds or mortal wounds can be allocated to this unit on the same turn. Okay. No loophole. No killing little Morathi does it. But they don't shut up. They keep going. Once 3 wounds and or mortal wounds have been allocated to this unit in the same turn, not counting any wounds that were negated, any further wounds or mortal wounds that would be allocated to this unit are negated. Going back to Little Morathi, specifically says these wounds cannot be negated.
What?
It's really confusing. So, it's worded exactly the same as it was before. Except for it said any further would be ignored. They changed that wording to be negated.
Oh, but hers say that they can't be negated?
Yes.
Oh.
So, rules as written, yeah, you can target Little Morathi, kill Big Morathi in one swoop. Was that intended? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Is it going to stay? No, that's the first FAQ we get.
You know what's interesting is, okay, so I agree with you, for the most part. But there's like a little part of me that thinks that like maybe they wanted to make a game out of like hiding little Morathi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just don't think that game exists as long as we have like line of sight ignoring shooting or deep strike double shooting. You know?
Yeah, well, maybe that's the game they want you to be able to do that
Yeah.
to counter Morathi.
Yeah, I don't think it kills her, right? If that's like her viability, I mean, if that's how it works.
No, I don't think so. Although it's going to lead to some armies being much better against them than others, for sure.
Yeah, it might kill her on like the top tables, right?
Right.
So I don't.
I don't know.
So I
That's
feel like
really weird.
I think the rule that she has is like so cool and so thematic and the perfect solution to her army problem of like her army doesn't have an anvil, so therefore she's a support piece and being the best
Is the anvil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. A lot of people hate that rule on principle of that you just can't remove it.
You're right.
It's not overpowered, it's just annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And I get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I play control decks of Magic. I've annoyed people all my life, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't mean to. Yeah.
I have done that too.
Yeah, and it's just like I think this is a cool rule, but like I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think that's staying. I don't think that's intentional, but I think it's worth mentioning, right?
Yeah. I think I agree with you, but I can see a world where they did intend that.
Yeah.
Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, if like shooting wasn't like as like insane as it is now, I think it would be fine. Or if like the army had some sort of bodyguard, right? Maybe that's the solution, and they don't, right?
Well, I mean, it gives them a weakness. It gives her a weakness, which is
which is glaring or impossible based
thing.
on who you're fighting. I think.
Yeah. So it makes some people better against her than others, which is.
Yeah, that's how games are, right?
It's there are different matchups that are better than others for different armies, right?
Yeah, and you can't avoid that really.
Maybe that's an interesting or something that they thought would be an interesting interaction.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's intriguing. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't think it's staying, but we'll see.
No, I agree with you. But
I've been surprised by some of the FAQs recently, like the the Deepkin one being able to target the same thing 3 times. But I like that rule interaction. That one's cool, so I'm not complaining.
Oh, which one is that? I don't know if I heard about that one.
So the Eidolon of the Sea. So he has a spell that targets D3 units and reduces their save by 1. And the FAQ question was, can I target the same unit multiple times? The answer was yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Right?
That does not feel like it should be the case.
Yeah, but like they straight out said yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we do it.
Okay.
But like, I think save D-stacking is something very interesting in this game. We're getting sidetracked.
Basically just rend, right?
Yeah, exactly. Give something rend D3.
Bonuses to rend.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, that's the surprise angle. So they might have intended this, but if you told me to put money on it right now, it's gonna be fixed in the FAQ. But
yeah,
like to the point where I'd probably just like if my opponent wanted to play her, I'd just not abuse.
You wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Until that FAQ comes.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's worth talking about. Yeah. And that nerfs the shit out of the Snakebow build, if that's true, right? To some armies.
To some armies. But that's the thing, like, to some armies.
It nerfs the shit out of them to the armies that it doesn't matter to nerf it to.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So maybe that's not even good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
So, Bloodrack Shrine. This is the hero I said that I like. With the 6s to hit are a heal. So she's 200 points. She's got a move of 13. And she's a level 1 caster with a spell that subtracts 1s from wounds made by melee weapons by an enemy. She has an aura of 7 inches where you roll equal to like the chart here. It starts at a 2, goes to a 5 on Aura of Agony. And that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So you like throw her in the middle of a bunch of enemy units and hit a bunch of them for D3 wounds.
Oh, that's cool.
On a charge, on a 2-up, she does D3 mortal wounds. She has like a soft horde breaker with her like stare attack. And at the start of your combat phase, you can pick one Melusai unit within 12 inches of this unit and add 1 to the current battle round when determining what they get from the blood rights.
There's a lot of ways to do that, isn't there?
There's a lot, yep. But interestingly enough, it says Medusai in her keywords, not Melusai. That's new. So she can't be your general and make your Melusai battle line.
Wait, what?
It's Medusai, not Melusai in her keywords. And that changed.
Oh.
Yep.
But the other thing makes Melusai
Battle
line, but not Medusai?
Yep.
That, if that's intentional, that is some of the worst rules writing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I'm just gonna put it that way.
I don't get it, but it seems intentional. Why would they just change the keyword?
Well, so the problem...
Unless they were renaming everything and then decided last minute not to. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying it's not intentional. I'm just saying,
I hate
it. Yeah, because that is so easy to miss.
Yep.
For anybody. I mean, suddenly it's like, well, wait, hang on, why doesn't this work? I can't figure it out.
Yep.
Or you just play it like it does work, and like it seems like it should, so why not? And then you realize, like, you have the feels bad of like, wait, I wasn't supposed to be allowed to do that forever because they changed like 2 letters?
Yeah, especially in a book
or 1 letter?
where the previous 2 allowed you to, right?
Yeah. It's like, and that's how they fix that? By not saying except for or something to call it out? They changed 1 letter in the keywords?
Yeah.
To make it different?
I guess we'll see. Yeah.
I hope that's just a mistype.
Yeah, it might be. Because they were always called, like, Bloodrack Medusa, but their keyword was always Melusai.
Yeah.
But
I hope that's it. I really hope that's a mistype and not intentional.
Interestingly enough, though, she casts 1 and unbinds 2. And the other one on foot does that, too. So that's weird, but I like that.
I suppose there are a lot of things that do that increase the number of dispels, but they never start with a cast to begin with.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yep.
In kind of a weird way, it's like, it's kind of the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But overall, like, 200 points. She doesn't seem amazing, but, like, 200 points is competitively costed, I think, for her. Or at least the right cost, right?
It seems reasonable.
For 13 wounds? Yeah, I think she can do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a wizard to boot.
Yeah. And, like, she's 60 points over the one on foot, I think. Who's, like, the same thing, but without all the mortal wounds. And, like, less
she only
wounds.
has the 5-up save kind of hurts.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I was just thinking, it's like, well, what if I compared this to Vengorian Lord? But then, like, the defense is just not the same by any stretch of the imagination.
But then she's also 100 points less. Or 85.
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, well, if she has the same defense, like, is it actually just, like, you know...
Yeah.
But it's really not, so... Yeah, no, there's no comparison there to be made.
Yeah, I think there's fun to be had with her. I don't think she's the most competitive thing we're going to see, but I think she's good enough to be fun, at least.
Right. Yep.
Alright. Moving on. Let's see. Melusai Iron Scale. This is the one that can be the general, and will make your things battle line, your Blood Sisters and Bloodstalkers.
Did they come in the same kit?
No, actually. So this was a hero that came out in Shadow and Pain.
Oh, that's right. I remember it now.
Yep. Yeah. So 3 attack. She got a shooting attack. So that's 3 attacks, 3s, -1/1. I think that was the same. I think her melee is the same too, where it's 3 attacks, 3s, -1 D3.
Okay.
If she gets hit by a spell or an endless spell, you ignore it on a 5-up. I mean, that's not bad, but you're gonna forget it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's not why you're bringing her. If she kills a thing in combat, you give +1 attacks to Melusai within 12 until the end of the turn. Or end of the phase.
But she gets +1 attack to Melusai within 12?
If she kills something in the combat phase.
Oh my goodness. Doesn't it feel like there's... Hang on, what was the other thing that gave the...
A once per game command trait that gave +1 attack.
You could do some really serious damage
Yeah.
with that.
Also, you
Like-
now have a cool heroic action that gives her
I guess
+2 attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
There feels like there's something there. That
Yes,
feels like
I agree.
it could do a lot of damage.
And we're not even done.
Oh boy.
After she fights, on a 2-up, she does a mortal wound to the unit she fought.
Okay. It's
And
something.
then a command ability that lets a Melusai unit run and charge. Run, shoot, and charge, even.
Wow.
That used to be the same thing, but you rolled 2d6 for the charge. So it's technically a nerf. But I think she went down in points, and then she got a lot more from the book, too.
But you rolled 2d6 for the charge?
For the run, I meant.
Oh, for the run. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you run 2d6 and also can run, shoot, and charge, is what I meant to say.
Okay, so that got nerfed technically?
Yeah.
Okay.
It nerfed a thing that I didn't think should be a design space they touched. But,
Fair enough.
yeah, she's good. She was always good. She's still good.
Yep.
She got a new toy. And her crystal touch is better. That might be some foreshadowing. Anyway.
Which one's the crystal touch?
The at the end of the combat, you roll a dice and on a 2-up, but deals a mortal wound.
Oh, what was it before?
3-up.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, like, these are slowly becoming evocators.
Yes.
I don't know how different the math on 2 dice with a 4-up each versus 1 dice with a 2-up. I don't think it's that crazy different, but less spike potential.
Yeah.
115 points.
I think it's still worse, but...
It's still worse, yeah.
Oh, wait, are you gonna get to... You're telling me that all the individual ones have it, too?
I don't want you to spoil this for the crowd, Bill.
Oh, God! Right. I said nothing. Let's move on.
Yeah. So this one's at the end of the combat phase. So keep that in mind. So everything has to fight, and then at the end she does a mortal wound on a 2-up.
Okay.
115 points I think is a bargain for that. Worst girl, I think.
Sure does seem good.
Yeah. And then the Melusai on foot. Okay, it's 130, not 140. So it's 70 more points for the Cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got the same, like, spell.
I know. Sorry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I got a spoilers bill and shit.
Oh! Oh, how you doing, Moss? Good to see you, man. Where was I? Yeah, so she's got the same stare attack, the same spell, the same caster profile, the same Melusai kin ability. So you're just paying 60 points to give her 7 more wounds, a slower move characteristic, and then like an aura of D3 mortal wounds. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I feel like if you have some points left over, you're like, all right, cool, I'll give her a wagon. That's fun.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I like her as a wizard though. And like wizards have been going up consistently throughout these books, I think.
Yep.
And she hasn't. And
Yeah.
she was good. And she still is good. Dude, she's a
Well,
Medusa. I love her. Right? Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right, you're taking her a lot, I think. She's your de facto wizard.
Well, yeah, I guess, like, it seems like she kind of got the nerf based on the other decreases to, like, other abilities to cast, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
she kind of got a nerf while not going up in points, so, like, kind of the same, right?
Yeah, kind of the same. Yeah, it's good stuff. Moving on. What are these? These are the Underworld's Warband. I don't know about you.
These I
but
usually don't care about.
yeah, every time I try to read one of these, my eyes glaze over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But-
let's just move on.
Yeah. So
Unless you think they're particularly good.
I just want to say that she's basically a hag queen with a 70-point unit attached to her. Which
Yeah, that's
may or
what
may
so
not
many
be.
of them are.
Yeah.
It's like, it's usually just like not worth the extra points.
Yeah, and like if you
Yeah.
really want a bodyguard role, these have it for the hag queen.
Okay.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Do you
That's-
remember the days
yeah.
though where they mispointed her and she was like 10 points cheaper than the other Hag Queen, and she came with dudes.
How did they do that?
I don't know. I think what happened is they wanted to give 2 different points profiles for like the unit and then her. And they're like, no, we don't want to do that. And then they just cut the points without realizing what they've done.
Oh, yeah.
I think is what happened, but like that's so funny.
It is really
So she was
funny.
like an auto-include because she was just like...
She was just way better.
She was the same thing, cheaper with like 10 more wounds.
Yeah.
With a bodyguard, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, now some of the meat in this army is we got the Hag Queen on a Cauldron. 270. So the Avatar of Kane used to only be alive turn 3, or you had to pray for it. Now it's just active. So you get like a decent shooting attack. You get a sword that's 4 attacks, 3s, -2, 3 damage. You have an 18-inch bubble that degrades of +1 save.
I was gonna say, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, she's got a 9-inch bubble of +1 to chanting rolls for priests. And, yeah, her prayer is you pick a unit within 3 inches and deal D3 mortal wounds. Which is fine, but I think you're just doing one of the scriptures that you took from previously before, right? Like the Martyr Sacrifice or whatnot. Yeah. And then Hagbrew changed drastically. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember it being... I think I remember it being good, but I don't remember what it did.
So when we played together, like when had the first edition book,
Mhm.
it was just re-roll wounds on a unit. And she was a 60-point hero.
That's good.
And also immune to battle shock.
Okay.
Then in the new book, what it was you got that effect on a 5-up, and it changed based on the battle round.
Okay.
And now all of that's gone, and it's just you give one of your units the sippy cup, and it gets +1 on the battle rights table.
Oh.
This turn, though. Not until your next turn, this turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Melusai are this phase, this is this turn, and the prayer and the command trait... and the prayer is till your next hero phase. But this is what people are talking about, right? Like, let's say you have a unit of 15 Bloodstalkers, that's the foot one. So you have a unit of 15 of them, you're in Hagnar, so they're on round 2 to begin with.
Yep.
You give them the Sippy Cup, they're on round 3. Melusai Kin, they're on round 4. Turn 1, +1 to run, +1 to charge, which they can run and charge with that command ability.
Yep.
+1 to hit, +1 to wound. Turn 2, 5-up ward.
Okay.
Do you like that better or worse than you fight when you die? Right?
Oh, I like that better, I think.
I don't know. Because then, like, it's just a turn later, because you're not in Hagnar if you fight when you die.
Oh, that's true.
It's just a turn later. Yeah.
But is that turn, like... Is that a big deal? That might be a big deal. 5-up ward is quite significant.
Might be a big deal, yeah.
And like, turn 2 is like a significant turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That might be significant. Especially if you're running and charging. So you're, like, getting there early and quick.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, that might be better.
But there's options.
There are options. Oh, absolutely.
And it's cool.
And, like, depending on how you want to play.
And also, this hits anything. It hits herself. It hits anything. You can stick it on Morathi, tell her to go, have fun.
Really? You can stick it on Morathi?
Yep.
Oh, man, that's wild.
Pick a Daughters of Kane unit, wholly within 12.
Yeah.
They drink from the sippy cup.
They drink from the sippy cup.
Yep. Good. 270 points for that. So, like, she also covers one of the weaknesses by giving everything a +1 save.
Yeah.
She's
now
good. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is there a cheap version of her too? To give people the sippy cup?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, actually, that's a cool point, too, that I really like about this book, design-wise, is the Cauldron of Blood gives the Slaughter Queen and the Hag Queen the same thing. And the Hag Queen on foot is the same as the Hag Queen on the Cauldron minus the Cauldron, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so it's
cool.
so easy to remember. Like, okay, this is what the Cauldron does, and I can put a hero on it Which hero do I
Yeah.
want on the set of Cauldron? And the Cauldron
that is good design.
is the Avatar, which is the prayer, the mortal wounds on the hit, the blood shield. And she's 270 for that, which is a bargain, I think, for this.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
an aura +1 save. Perfect. And speaking of which, Bill, here's the Hag Queen on foot, who is 110.
Here we go.
Who's the sippy cup and the damage prayer. But yeah, even like their base 4 attack, 3/3 -1 D3. And then you do the heroic action to just give them 2 attacks.
Yeah,
Right?
like right there, that's like the default profile, I feel like, for like heroes in this edition.
Yeah.
For like combat heroes, even, like with like a bonus.
Yeah, she does more damage than the Liege Cavalos, right?
Right.
Well, minus the horse, but
Yeah, sure.
yeah, but still. Like if she had a horse, she would do more damage.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. It's my point is like she's fairly choppy. And like that's a good enough buff, and she's a priest for 110.
I mean,
if she
I guess
wasn't, right?
the thing is she's got 5 wounds with a 5-up save.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
like,
yeah.
you're not getting her into combat.
Yeah, exactly.
But like if she was there, and she got to attack first for some reason, like, not bad.
Yeah. I agree. Or like what actually, you know what this realistically is probably? Like you kind of put her to the side of the unit, and if they try to fight your unit and like try to get the most attacks and then they pile in weirdly, she punishes.
Yeah, and like she's like, "Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm not irrelevant."
Yeah,
Woo.
chop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You won't be getting the extra 2 attacks at that point for a heroic action, because chances are you're not using it there. But
Yeah.
incidental, but
Mm-hmm.
same time. Not bad.
Yeah. And I think Foot Morathi's gonna get the heroic action a lot too.
Probably.
Yeah. Unless the loophole where she just dies.
Unless it's a loophole, and then that's
it's
really
worthless.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally worthless.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like her. Do you remember when the book first came out in first edition? She was 60 points for reroll wounds.
I was gonna comment on that. Yeah, like she was 60 points, and it was like, and then didn't she go up like 30 points in like a nerf?
Yeah.
Like 50% more.
Yeah.
She cost all of a sudden, because it was just like, what is this cost?
Mm-hmm. And like even that wasn't enough because
so
like
hard.
it's like she was the best support hero in the game and it wasn't even close.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like that's the kind of shit that like people are like elves are broken, and then that's why people think that because they
that's
were.
why people think that, because
yeah,
that
they
has
were
been
right.
the case.
Yeah,
Will be the case in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Might be the case right now.
I'm not convinced they're broken. I'm convinced they're very good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I could be wrong.
I mean, they don't feel dragon broken, that's for sure. But,
you know, I think we both thought like Deepkin would be like ridiculous out of the gate, and they're just good. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're just good. That's a great place to be.
Oh yeah, that's where you want your books. Just good.
Mm-hmm. I think I have the Hag Queen in here twice.
Yep.
No, I just hit the wrong button. Okay. Slaughter Queen. There we go. Okay, so how is she different than the Hag Queen? So she's 45 more points. So she better be worth it. Her weapon's the same.
If there's a bad unit in this book, so help me
God. Yeah. So she can attempt to unbind a spell as if she were a wizard. Dance of Doom. So her prayer is she gets the strike first effect. That's awesome. Right?
That is really great.
That's like the fight in tandem rule, but just better.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she has a unique command ability called Orgy of Slaughter. Ugh. And it's you pick a Daughters of Kane unit, wholly with an 18 because she's a totem, and they get to fight in the hero phase.
Oh my god.
So the way I see this happening is I think she's redundant with Morathi. So if you're bringing Morathi, you just bring the Hag Queen instead and save the 45 points.
Sure.
But if you're not, I think you take this one, unless you're really stretched for points. Then you take the Hag Queen.
I mean,
well, like this is good.
Hang on, time out.
Yep.
Is it differently worded command ability? Like, you could do both.
You can't affect the same unit twice.
But if you did have multiple in combat, you could do it. You could do both.
Sure, yeah, of course.
It's just something to consider, like when you can double up on like powerful effects.
Yeah, the reason why I'm off of that plan is because you have a unit of 15 bow snakes that are 180 for 5.
Yeah.
And then you have this, and then that's already like
Too many points. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Yep. It's like 150 points right there.
Yeah. I think it's always got to be worth considering, though.
You're right.
Like,
yeah.
Is this like a thing that I can make happen? Because it's like, it's such powerful.
Yeah, you consider it, you do the math, and you say no, and then you move on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm moving on, Alex, okay? God.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts, I get it, but you gotta...
I got your subtle hint. Not so subtle hint.
Yeah, she's leaving you. Move on. Oh, man, that's terrible. Anyway.
Alright.
Good. Both of them are good. I don't know which one's better. And I think they're pointed correctly for that debate. Moving on, Slaughter Queen
That's really good, though.
Right?
Wow.
So the Slaughter Queen on foot has that command ability, too. Like I said, she's exactly the same, minus the Cauldron.
Yeah.
Like, you can do math.
Costs the same points, too.
The Cauldron is 45 points more. What do you... I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, does the Cauldron cost the same in both, on both units that you can take?
Oh, interesting, actually. So, 15 point... No, because Slaughter Queen on foot is 15 points more than the Hag Queen, and on Cauldron it's 45 more points.
Okay.
But still, it makes sense. But yeah, Ordeal Slaughter is a great command ability. I don't like saying that in a vacuum, but...
Nope. Someone's gonna clip that.
Yeah.
You know? Just you saying...
that. You're not even gonna say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
You're not falling for that trap.
Not doing it.
Yeah, either way, the foot version's good too.
Yep.
Now we got to the High Gladiatrix, who's exactly the same as she was in Arena of Shades. Somehow went down 10 points.
Oh!
I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me why this went down 10 points and Scriptor Mortis went up 10 points.
Wait, the Scriptor... I didn't even realize that.
It went up 5 points. Yeah.
It went up?
It went up 5 points and didn't change, and this went down 10 points and didn't change.
Wait, they did it backwards.
Yeah,
no.
And not even counting the points. This is just a better unit.
Wait, no, why?
Yeah.
GW, what are you doing?
I don't get that at all. Okay.
Scriptor Mortis is worthless. Stop.
Stop it. He's already dead.
Yeah, basically.
Stop it, GW.
Me?
He's already dead.
Yeah, why are you hurting him more?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so sad. What a cool model that's so useless.
Yep. He might be an objective. There we go. I found the way to use him.
That is so sad.
Yeah, but like this went down 10 points for some reason.
Oh my god. Alright.
You
know, we're just like the Scriptor Mortis, like you're gonna run 6 of them and it's gonna be fucking stupid and it's gonna be like, oh my god, this need a nerf so bad. I don't know.
I don't think it's dumber than whatever. We're getting sidetracked. The point is, I think she's an auto take because like you're running Witch Elves, you're running Sisters of Slaughter. Unless you're not and you're doing the pure snake build, then she does nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're running the thing that you're probably going to run, she's an auto include. She's worse combat would never run her if I was playing this time. Yeah, because you just do snakes. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because the snakes seem really cool.
Yep, I love the snakes more than some people love their favorite child.
Oh my goodness.
They're great. I love Medusas.
They are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely my favorite bit of this army.
Yeah, same. But I just want to, for those who maybe have never seen this before, basically what she does is she gives your things +1 to wound and +1 to rend. Your Witch Elves and Sisters of Slaughter, +1 of each of those. But it's worded in such a way that it still stacks with your command, or your allegiance abilities, so they can get up to a wound of 2, where they normally couldn't before.
Yeah, because it modifies the wound characteristic.
Yep.
It changes it instead of giving +1 to wound.
Yeah, so we live in a world where you can get a unit of Witch Elves that are hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s, rend 2, 2 damage, exploding 6s.
Alright.
Moving on. Alright, let's talk about Sisters of Slaughter. So you can take a shield, or you could take a knife, and then they always have a whip. So they're always 2 attacks, or 3 attacks. The shield gives them a 5-up save, which can be moved to a 4-up. Because it changes the characteristic instead of giving them a bonus.
Okay.
They can reroll failed battle shock. And they can run and charge. And their special rule is they can move in they can pile in 6 inches away and pile in 6 inches like the zombies.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And that can get them into combat, right?
Can get them into combat.
Wow.
So they're 135 points. I don't want to stop here. I want to go to the Witch Elves because I think they're the next slide. Yeah. Because I think these guys are so similar, it's worth talking about them together.
Sure.
The Witch Elves either are the same thing. They have 3 attacks or 2 attacks. Same profile. The Sisters of Slaughter have an extra inch on the whip, though. So that might be relevant. They have the same banner. They have the same musician. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I guess it depends on base size, for the most part.
Same base size.
Well, is it a 30? It's smaller than a 32, right?
They're 25s.
Okay, in that case, yeah, it matters much less, I think.
Yeah. But then you can, like, reach over, which is kind of cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not irrelevant, but, like, if it was 32s, it would be, like, that's a big difference. And if it's not, it's 25s, then it's less of a big deal, is all.
Oh, actually. So, yeah, so if they both have this. If they have the shield, and you hit them and they make a save roll of 6, they point 1 mortal wound back at the attacker.
Ooh.
Yep. Hey, whoa! Look at it, we got a raid.
Holy
crap.
Whoa.
Oh, man,
Hey,
that's awesome.
how's it going?
34?
34
Cool.
people, damn.
Actually, I think I've been talking to you, Bill, about this offline, but I've been watching a lot of Halo stuff lately on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
He's the funniest. This is
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man, so much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll raid you back, don't worry. With our 3. Big! Hell yeah, man. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love what you do. Keep doing it. But yeah, so, actually, I think, yeah, hey, well, you already did your sister's coverage. I think I watched that too. So, I'm going to try not to steal exactly what you said, but I think we have pretty similar thoughts. Look at those emotes, that's great.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Crypt Shadow. He just came out with a video. Nice. So I have to watch that later. But anyway. So I think the Sisters of Slaughter are definitely worth 20 points more than the Witch Elves. But the fact that they both carry the buffs very well, I think you just run the Witch Elves because they're cheaper, unless you really want to be the Kraith.
Yeah.
Right?
But I mean, that might be worth it, right? Like,
yeah, I think the sub-faction, like the Kraith make it worth it to be a decision.
Yeah.
But I think if you're not in the Kraith, I think it's just Witch Elves.
There you go.
Right?
Probably,
You
yeah,
think I'm
because,
wrong?
like...
Yeah. Maybe I am.
Not really.
Yeah. They're good shit. I was just reacting to it. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I was just reacting. Yeah. I think, yeah, Bill's kind of just reacting to it, too, because it's the first time he's seeing a lot of it. And then,
absolutely, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of our
just-
thing, is like, I'm obsessed with this game, and I can't stop looking away. And Bill
and
just...
then we come on stream and you tell me all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, whoa, that's cool. And then
Yeah,
I'll come
so
up with
I have,
thoughts
like,
on-
the thought
on
out
the
thing,
spot.
and you have the hot take.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's exactly
It
how
works
this
so well
goes.
for us, yeah. Sisters are better, and 6-inch Pylon is sick, but you probably just go with way cheaper Witch Elves. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You can, the buffs make these so, like, on just the War Scroll, the Sisters are better. But, like, the amount of buffs you can get makes it insubstantially better because all the power is in the buff. Or all the juice, he says. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Hell yeah. Khaine Shadowstalkers, their battle line in Calibron, they have a 6-inch shooting attack. That's 1 attack, 3s, -1 damage. I only ever see that being like an Unleash Hell if you're desperate. The champion has 3 wounds instead of 1. And they have a teleport.
It's your Calibron.
Calibron James. Yeah, Calibron James. Very cool. Oh man, that's actually funny because one of my friends was making a joke of like, "Do you think anybody calls him like LeBron Jimmy?" And that
Oh
like
my
really
goodness.
cracked me up. So I guess it's Calibron Jimmy too.
I bet I know exactly who that is.
We'll talk about it out there, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think in Calibron they're battle line, and that's interesting. And I was actually talking to Tyler from Scrubby Wells about maybe doing this as like a reinforced block. So remember we were talking about in the Calibron where like you charge the unit in and then you teleport them out safely. You rally them back up with the 4-up rally command trait. Send the other unit
Yeah.
and switch them. We're thinking maybe this is one of them you reinforce, just because like they do have the shooting attack for Unleash Hell. They have the better save, and they just naturally do it, so you don't have to spend a command point to do it. But I think like they're 35 more points per like stack of them. So like I think that's just a prohibitive cost to that exact strategy.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, but I think there's power here of like you put them wherever the hell you want and you screen and they're your battle line.
Now, who actually gets the Umbral Blades profile? Is it just the one?
Just the queen.
Just the queen. Okay, that's what I thought.
So if it was like a lot more people, that now we'd be talking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, for 150 that profile looks kind of not super good.
I'm not sure they're even better than like the Harpies that can just naturally deep strike.
Yeah.
Right?
Like that's I think this is like
this might be the bad unit of the book.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Maybe not, but like cuz like I don't want them to be the bad unit of the book cuz like
they're cool.
They're really cool actually. But I feel like most of the like unless they like are doing something a little cheesy, I feel like most of the Warcry warbands are a bit cheesy.
Yeah. Bit underwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, like I think somebody's gonna do something very cool with them. That could have been done better with something else in the book, but I don't think they're laughable, right?
Right.
Is where I would put them. But they're not the best thing to be doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And Doomfire Warlocks. Next. So they're like a cheap cavalry. They move fast. They have pretty shit attacks, but not bad for like what they're supposed to be, just like a little harasser. They got a decent spell in which it's like D3 mortal wounds, or if it's a unit of 5 to 9, it's D6, or if it's 10 or more, it's flat 6. So I think these are probably not going to be seen much just because of the book that they're in. But I think they're actually a good unit, just overshadowed by everything else in this book just being better.
Doesn't it suck when that happens?
Yeah.
Or does that just mean you have a super good book and just like, hooray?
Yeah, you're happy that you have a super good book and then you move on? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Yeah, probably. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good though. Like I bear them no remorse.
Yep.
You just can do better.
Oh well.
Like if you really want to play with them, you could have a lot of fun with them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's like if that's like your thing that you want to do, like they seem fine.
Exactly. All right, Avatar of Kane. So this guy went from 0 to hero in a heartbeat, and all they really had to do was just make it so he always worked instead of sometimes worked, or worked on a certain turn, or had to give a prayer. Yeah, that's all they had to do.
Yeah. Just make it work.
So
what a cool model to just work.
Yeah. He's 155 points with like a swingy because there's not a lot of attacks profile.
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention this because I got distracted by the raid, but the Witch Elves get +1 to wound if they're within 9 inches of a totem. And he's a totem.
Oh, and he's a totem. Okay. I was wondering if that totem was somehow relevant, actually. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, so he can issue commands, which is also relevant at 18 inches, being a totem. Which is cool.
Can he?
Yeah.
Is he a hero?
You don't have to be. If you're a totem, you can just do it.
Oh, if you're a totem, you can do it. That's right. Yes, of course.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And
cool.
Yeah, he can do that. He buffs your Witch Elves. And Also, he has a 5-up ward, mint. Yeah, totems are allowed, yeah. He adds 1 to the chanting and rolls for your priests. And he counts as a monster in the monster's rampage phase, but only for stomp and smash to rubble. So he doesn't get the good one.
Being raw.
Yeah, being raw.
Yeah. Oh, but I don't hate that though.
Yeah. So like
cool.
Being
it's a little something.
Yeah. So being stomp, like that's just basically the same as like your impact charges that you get with a lot of units, like on a 2-up
right.
you D3.
Yeah.
But it works every turn. So it's cute. They left
it's just more stuff.
Yeah. I like it.
And as long as it's like isn't like as long as they're not like putting like 50 points on the fact that he can do that, like
yeah.
And it doesn't seem like
like how many points am I paying for that? If it's more than like 10, I don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you really hate your Beast of Chaos player friend, you can just move them up to that like Warshrine and just stomp on it with this little fellow, you know?
Oh my god, that would make me so sad.
Yeah, but like
no one do that to me. That would be rude.
But like that ward is like decent. 9 wounds. Yeah. For 155, I'm into it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, now we talk about the snakes. Oh, it's 9:30. Oh man, we're like a half hour over.
Oh yeah, we absolutely are. We've just been going, man.
All right, I wish I didn't look now. Oh, we don't.
It's a Friday night.
Do we need to speed it up?
Let's
yeah. All right, cool. Let's keep going. So Bloodstalkers did not change like whatsoever. They're the shooters. Yep. They were the best thing in the book. They're still very good. Now that you can rally them on a 4-up, being a shooting unit is the best thing to rally because it's harder to get them into combat, especially if you're like screening them with your entire army.
Yep.
Good shit.
Now, did they didn't change, as in like the points didn't change either?
The points did not change either.
All right, they're totally the same. Yeah. Got it.
And then the Blood Sisters did not change in points either. But yeah, they're 3 attacks, 3s, minus 1 damage. They're 2-inch range. They might have been 1 before. I don't remember. Okay,
well, that'd be cool if it was a buff. All right.
Yeah, you know, that's something that, as Haywo would say, is check the tapes. Yep. Yeah. And the thing that I know did change is after they fought, I think this used to be at the end of combat, but now after they fight, you do mortal wounds on a 2-up instead of a 3-up.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And yeah, I agree with the comment here. Is they lost the Hagnar Award. Yeah, which is big, I think. But yeah, I'm happy to see that go. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I was talking to Tyler about the list here, is we were unclear if like the fight or when you fight when you die. So let's say like you didn't fight with the snakes yet. They kill 3 of your snakes. You fight with 3 of your snakes. Do you get to 2-up mortal wound? We don't think so. We think that's not how it works, but we'd like that to be clarified. Or you know
when does that happen? The 2-up?
After this unit has fought for the first time. So I think the word unit there, we think the word unit there implies that you can't. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this I can't remember the subfaction's name, but the one that lets the snakes fight when they die.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So I think they have to fight in the combat phase to get that. They can't like die fight and then get it.
That sounds right.
After this unit has fought, not model, so needs an FAQ. Agree. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. But I think if I were a TO and I had to rule this right now, they would have to fight. You can't just kill them and then get it. Is how I would say it. But it needs an FAQ.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one.
But yeah, stocks. Like, again, like I was saying, like every time people talk about this unit, they're like, oh, it sucks. It's not good. And it was always good. It was just not as good as Witch Elves were when the book was brand new. Or it's not as good as the Bow Snakes. And then like, every time it gets better, and it was already good.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe this is its time to shine.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xanthar Kai is big. So we got the Heart Renders and the Life Takers. And so I think the Heart Renders were in the Arena of Shades, and they got the special thing where if they shoot, they get to automatically retreat instead of having to roll a 4-up for it. Do you remember that?
Oh. Sorry, I was concentrating very intently right there on painting the skull Sandry dust, which I've done a million times, and I missed what you said.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry, man.
I'm not mad. Yeah. Come on, man. I want to go to. No, I'm kidding. But, what was I saying? So in the Arena of Shades, they used to be able to like deep strike shoot, and then on a 4-up they move 6 inches. Now they just move 6 inches, but they lost the additional rend on the turn they deep strike.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a
I don't know
grade.
if I remembered that extra rend that they had that.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember them even moving 6 inches, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think we were more preoccupied with the Nighthawk one. In that Arena of Shades review.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they're good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we definitely were because yeah, I actually don't remember that at all. I thought you were saying they had that like in previous books or something, but no. Okay, I follow.
Yeah. And then
Sorry, it took me a second.
And then it would stand to reason that the Life Takers would also get that change. But nope, they're still their thing only works on a 4-up. Which is they can retreat after they fight in the combat phase. Granted, that would be so annoying. I guess that's what Furies do, right?
I think so. Yeah. I haven't run Furies very much, so.
But Furies don't get Mind Razor either, so.
That's true. Although, I think there's a question to be asked of how often these will ever get Mind Razor as well.
So.
Do you think they do?
Yes. Because I know that there's like some tournament players in tournament lists I've seen that when they need to like bunker and castle down against something and they just want to do some damage, they put the Martyr Sacrifice on this. They put the Mind Razor, all the buffs that you could put in the world on them, and just send that unit out and like run it into like a Stonehorn or something, make it go splat, and then they kill it, and then the Martyr's Sacrifice wounds go onto that. So like,
oh yeah, these guys move 14. That's like huge.
Yeah,
that is an enormous move.
It's bigger than that, Bill. It's large. Yeah. Warhammer Weekly Tom did that very list. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Cool. Oh, also congratulations to him on a 5-0 on with the old Nighthawk book this weekend. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. He abused the Reichenor's Condemned that rerolled the hit rolls with the chain gas and also got +1 to hit.
Okay.
That we knew was going to go away, but like you got to try it while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's real good shit. Good for him. Yeah. But what was I saying about these? Yeah, like there's a reason that you would like Mind Razor a minimum of these and just do as much damage as you can while holding back.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose their initial profile doesn't seem too bad, and they're almost certainly going to be like 2s or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead, and yeah,
I think they're good. Yeah. 5-up save. That's better than the Witch Elves. I guess if you take the shield, it's not. They lost the Mortal Wound bounce back too on their shields, but that's fine.
Yeah. I feel like 6-up to 5-up saves aren't too big of a difference.
No, they're not.
Normally,
they're both bad.
Red 1 is so prevalent that it's like it's not much of anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's like 5 wounds too, so like they're gonna get through it.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah. But I think like even with like all the stuff they lost, this is still like a bargain.
Right.
Yeah, like if you have like 90 points left over, you have a very good screen that could do some damage because of the amount of buffs that you have in this book. That you could just like windmill slam on any given unit.
You really can too.
Yeah, right? Like that's ridiculously good.
Yeah, the buffs are ridiculous on this book.
Yep. Alright, let's move on. I think we said all we can. We're finally at the endless spells. And remember how I said...
I'm gonna figure out what the snake spell does.
Yep. Yeah. Earlier in the show, I said that all endless spells suck. Except for like maybe 4 of them, and Daughters of Khaine have at least 1.
Alright.
So here we go. It's 80 points to put on your list. You cast it on a 7, and you put it within 9, and it moves 9. So after it's moved, you pick one unit within 1 inch and roll 3 dice. For each roll that's greater than or equal to the wounds characteristic of the model, you kill one of those models in that unit. So,
whoa.
Right? So, like, what happened to me was, like, I was playing my friend Brian, and this is the first time I saw that, and he summoned it, and, like, he put it right in, like, the middle of my Nighthawk castle, and just, like, ate the Guardian of Souls. And
Yikes.
then my wizard to dispel it was gone, so I'm out of things. I'm out of wizards, right? And then he just eats all of my heroes, one by one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Granted, that's on me for not bringing more than one wizard. That was a dumb move.
Well,
But-
you can say that, but like at the same time, there are some people that actually really struggle with even bringing any wizards.
Yeah, exactly.
So like,
And like I brought it because he was like, this was like his first game with the book,
yeah.
or with the game at all, even. So I'm like, yeah, Nighthawk suck right now. This is the old book, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
months ago. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll give him like a victory lap, and I did. He crushed me.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, which that was great and exciting for him. But yeah, also it's a monster for Smash to Rubble and Stomp, just like the Avatar of Kane.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like 80 points, like that one's actually worth bringing, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have room in your list, right? But yeah, I don't
That
know.
one seems cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Now,
s-
did this not change?
It did. Oh, it changed as in it got better, where it's got the Monsters Rampage stuff.
Oh, okay.
That like
okay.
minimally matters, but like it's cool and fun.
Yeah, it's something.
I like fun rules. You know, not every
Yeah.
rule has to be backbreaking competitive.
And so now the thing for endless spells doubles the range.
Yes.
Is it only doubles the range you place it?
Yes.
Okay.
But 18 plus 9, what's 27?
That goes a really long
That's
way.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now are you ready for the worst endless spell I've ever seen?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
so
ready.
it deploys 9, moves 12, and roll a dice for each enemy or each unit that had any models it passed over. And on a 2-up, it does 1 mortal wound. In addition, they don't get covers to save rolls for attacks that target that unit within 12 of the endless spell.
Okay.
1 mortal wound, 50 points on a
We
couple
got
of
'em.
units. Yeah,
We got him.
dude, that's not even better than like your free prayers.
And like
yeah,
questionably gives an extra rend. Like very questionably.
yeah. I guess this would be the unit that like you have the archers that are insane in. So like, maybe.
Maybe.
No, I'm not bringing that. No,
No, I'm not bringing that.
get that
either.
out of here. Get that weak shit out of my house.
Not only that can hurt your own stuff.
Yeah, gross. This one I'm huge on. So, it's a casting or a prayer value of 3, range of 12. It's not predatory, so it doesn't move. But so at the start of the combat phase, you roll a dice. On a 1 through 5, you subtract 1 from the damage inflicted to a minimum of 1 by each successful attack that targets a Daughters of Kane unit. Wholly within 12 of this.
Wow.
On a 6, also that, but you also add 1 to the attack characteristics of those units, and then you remove it after the phase.
Holy shit.
45
cool.
points.
45 points.
I don't know what world you're in where that's 45 and this stupid blade thing's 50.
Huh.
You look at that and you tell me there's a god.
I
It's ridiculous.
don't
What
know,
is
man.
that, right?
I don't know.
How does it get past whatever? Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
2
Yep.
of these are very
Moving on.
good, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's everything in the book.
All right.
What are your first thoughts, Bill?
Seems like a really good book. I'd be excited. If I ran that army, I'd be very excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I almost bought them again. But like I can't do it right now. I just don't have the bandwidth to paint a whole other army.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, I totally get
And
it.
like if it was just this book, maybe. But like
Yeah.
you know how much I love Nighthawk and how awful they were, and now they're in a good position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, all right, I'm thrilled to have that book. So I have so many lists to play with that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
can't
you-
swing it, but You know I love Morathi. You know I love the
Oh
snakes.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh, I do know.
maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
So, do you want to see the list that me and
Hell yeah,
Tyler were
let's look.
talking about a little bit?
Yep.
So his is probably going to be different because we didn't finish. But our idea was it's Calibron Jimmy here, where where it's you're throwing the units in, you're teleporting them out, rallying them up, and like you're yo-yoing between two.
Okay.
I don't know what he's gonna end up on, but like, yeah, because he had to go quickly. We didn't finish the list, but
Sure.
we did a unit of 30 elves, and I did a unit of 15 Bloodstalkers. And this is where we're talking about that maybe the 30 elves should be 27 Shadowstalkers, but I don't think it's worth the points.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the general's the Slaughter Queen on the Cauldron with Zealous Oradar. Gave her the Crone Blade because that one seemed like the most fun here.
All right, so let's go back and quickly reiterate which ones those are because I don't remember.
The Crone Blade is the 6s to hit heal.
Okay.
Because I just want to try to keep this thing alive because it's the whole
Sure.
crux of our plan. And Blessing of Kane is the reroll the Fanatical Faith saves.
Okay.
Logic
And which
is like-
one's the Zealous Order again?
4-up rally.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole point of the list.
Yeah. Calibron Orator. Yep.